Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where main classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot.
Good morning and welcome inside the Cross Insurance Center. It is regional final basketball. We have the Wisdom Pioneers taking on the Katahdin Cougars. My name's Zach White. Happy to be joined by my broadcast partner for this morning's action, Cassie. Cassie, we're going to have both games in the morning session here, but we're excited to get ready for Wisdom versus Katahdin. Folks, we got Mark Callan producing this one for you all at home. Cassidy, it is great to be inside the gymnasium here at the Cross Insurance Center. Always a great time to be able to watch some basketball, especially when we get to this point of the season and we prepare for some regional final games. Starting off and just talking about the atmosphere, talking about all the things that lead to the buildup of a game like this, the buildup that comes with getting to the regional final. What are some keys for the athletes out there on the floor this morning to, one, adjust to the fact you're playing at basically 10 a.m. in the morning, and also the fact that you're playing in arguably the biggest game of your life?
Yeah.
How do they make that adjustment? How do you settle in early on here?
Yeah, you just got to stay composed and remember that this is your third game now on this floor, right? And is it bigger? Sure. Are we looking for a title? Sure. But when it comes down to it, you've beaten two teams already, you've had quality wins on the floor, and you got to do what you did in the first two games. Stay prepared the way you did in practice for the rest of the week, and just come in here and stay settled, stay composed, and play your game.
And it should be a lot of fun. And both these teams have earned the right to be here. We're well into the postseason at this point. We are in the regional finals. But if you look at the regular season totals for these two teams that play a lot of quality defense, both for the Katahdin Cougars and the Wisdom Pioneers. Wisdom just allowing, in the regular season again, 22 points on average a game. And Katahdin, they're coming in just at 29 points on average a game. So both these teams like to play defense. They like to force turnovers and create easy opportunities for their offense. So stylistically, this is going to be a lot of fun. And two teams that have a storied history in terms of what they've been able to accomplish recently with some really solid players over the last handful of years, but two teams that are looking for their first regional championship. Let's start first for Katahdin. This would be their first regional championship in 50 years. It would be their first since 1976. For the Wisdom Pioneers, this would be their first regional championship since they won the gold ball in 1998. That's 28 years, and I can do that math because that's the year I was born. So a little cheat there, but a long time for either of these two teams. One of those two teams is going to change that history, rewrite the script. They're going to make that happen on the floor this morning. Do want to thank you all for joining us. Don't readjust your television, computer monitor, or phone, however it is you're watching along and listening with us. For the morning's action and for the games today, we have live audio coverage, which we are thankful and excited to be able to do. But again, it will just be live audio coverage for our purposes. But what we're going to do now is we're going to swing it on over to a commercial break and rejoin you in just a moment for more on the pregame show.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available, with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience, from batting cages to advanced technology. Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Herman, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today.
Welcome back here now, and thank you for rejoining us inside the Cross Insurance Center as we prepare for some regional final basketball between the number 1 seeded Wisdom Pioneers and the number 2 seed Katahdin Cougars. My name's Zach. I'll be joined by my broadcast partner for this morning's action, Cassidy. We've got Mark Calnan producing this one for you all at home. Cassidy, these two teams that are familiar with each other from the regular season. They've seen each other twice. What happened in this regular season? What helped get us to today?
Yeah, so both teams only seeing a couple losses on the season. Katahdin's 18-2 to this point. Only 2 losses coming to this Wisdom team, and Wisdom is 19-1 with their only loss coming from the Class D Central Rustic team. And so we're seeing 2 quality teams who have performed well all season. Regular season matchup. The first time they saw each other, beginning of January, Wisdom kind of took that one by 15, and that was more of a bigger lead. But the second one at the end of January, some adjustments were made, and that was a 33-28 win for Wisdom. So I suspect we're going to see some pretty intense defensive matchup here. Teams who know who to guard. No bigger than Ava Lerman on the Wisdom side needs to be guarded, and on the other side, Ayanna Lester and Polly Cullen have been pretty big for them in the tourney so far for Katahdin, and so seeing some of those defensive matchups that I'm sure they've been working on in practice this week is definitely going to be key here.
Absolutely, a lot of important keys to this one, but if those stats are indicative of anything, because it was the regular season and both these teams have improved even since that point, and especially throughout this tournament run, but if it's indicative of anything, it's going to dictate the defense that we're going to see out here on the floor and some of the amazing action that we do expect to see. We're happy to be able to bring you the action in large part due to the amazing sponsors that have helped make the Tourney 2026 coverage both free and available for you all at home. So thank you to Rouse Garage, Herring Brothers, Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union, Governors, Anglers, Sports Arena, Sluggers, Starboard Co-Events, Gorn Contracting, Jamie Gilbert, Next Home Experience, Newport Glass, Hammond Lumber, Black Bear Crane, Roundy's Paving, Pine State Nutrition, Hometown Nutrition, Endeargo Nutrition, and Varney Chevrolet. Thank you to all of them for helping us bring all the action from Tourney 2026. Exciting news, Pine State Nutrition, Endeargo Nutrition, and Hometown Nutrition will be the Player of the Game sponsor. And all of the Player of the Games from inside this Cross Insurance Center here at Bangor are going to walk away with a gift card. Sports Arena, they're going to be the Player of the Day sponsor. Each Player of the Game winner will be put up for a vote for Player of the Day, with the winner receiving a gift card to Sports Arena. All right, Cassie, we're going to take one more brief commercial break as we wind down the pregame show. We'll be back with you in a moment.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing a vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Welcome back here now. Just 20 seconds left on the pregame clock, so in just a moment we're going to turn it on over to the public address announcer inside the Cross Insurance Center, where they're going to give you the entirety of either side's lineup as we prepare for the action today. Cassie's going to be a ton of fun. Class S regional finals this morning. Pleasure to be able to bring it to you all at home. And away we go on over to the public address announcer.
Presented by Hammond Lumber Company. This Northern Maine Girls Class S Regional Championship features a number 2 seed with a record of 18-2, the Cougars from Catan Middle High School. And the number 1 seed with a record of 19-1, the Pioneers from Wisdom Middle High School. Before we introduce today's teams, the Maine Principals Association and FAME, the Finance Authority of Maine, remind you that interscholastic athletics are an extension of the educational classroom. We ask that you support all these student athletes, coaches, officials, and spectators in a positive manner throughout today's contest. Thank you in advance for your support of sportsmanship and of the 2026 Maine State Basketball Tournament presented by Hammond Lumber Company. And now let's meet the participants in this regional championship matchup. First, the visiting team, the Catan Cougars. The reserves, a junior, number 4, Mackenzie Branscombe. A freshman, number 10, Melanie Libby. A freshman, number 11, Olivia Fitz. A senior captain, number 14, Natasha Annis. A freshman, number 15, Piper Cullen. And a sophomore, number 20, Elena Rogerson. The managers for Catan, Josephine Richardson and Savannah McGraw. Assistant coach, Alicia Rogerson. And the head coach of the Cougars is Craig Hartsgrove. And now let's meet the home team, the Wisdom Pioneers. The reserves, a freshman, number 2, Ellie Sear. A freshman, number 11, Hannah Martin. A sophomore, number 13, Brooke Senecal. The managers are Riley Gadet and Lexi Gaillon. Assistant coach Tracy Gadet and head coach Kayla Zion. And now for the starting lineups. For Catan, a junior, number 1, Elizabeth Lane. And for Wisdom, a junior, number 1, Maddie Sear. For the Cougars, a freshman, number 2, Polly Cullen. And for the Pioneers, a senior captain, number 4, Ava Harmon. For Catan, a senior, number 3, Emily McNally. And for Wisdom, junior, number 12, Emma Susie. For the Cougars, a freshman, number 12, Dakota Stevens. And for the Pioneers, freshman, number 22, Peyton Roy. For Catan, a senior captain, number 13, Ayana Lester. And for Wisdom, a senior captain, number 32, Kelsey Dale. The officials for this game are Mr. Kevin Barbie, Mr. Adam Hall, and Ms. Laura Bagley. Certified athletic training services are provided by Northern Lights Sports Talent. Thank you. You are now invited to please stand and remove your caps as the Wisdom Middle High School Band, under the direction of Charles Bishop, honors our country with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, Cassidy, we've had the national anthem, the starting lineups. Only thing left to do, jump ball and get this game underway. Always a pleasure to be inside this Cross Insurance Center, and always a pleasure to to be able to bring you action like today. Gassie should be a fun one.
Yeah, totally. I think, throughout the tournament, so let's just talk Wisdom. Wisdom was led by Ava Lerman, Peyton Roy, and Maddie Sear in their quarterfinal and semifinal game. Both of them pretty decent, over 20-point wins for them. And then for Katahdin, led by Polly Cullen, Ayanna Lester, and Emily McNally, have been great this tournament. Handed Van Buren a pretty decent loss, but then it was pretty, under 10-point win for them against Jonesport Beals in the second round. So be interesting to see Wisdom get tested with their first close game of the tournament.
Should be a lot of fun. Lester and Roy inside the circle. Jump ball away, controlled by the Pioneers before being stolen away. Good job there by McNally. Possession favors the Cougars. They start with the action now. Lester with it for a moment, contending with this zone pressure of the Wisdom Pioneers. Defense, defense, defense. As we talked about it, Lerman knocks that out of bounds. There's going to be a conversation at the scores table. They just want to confirm what that jump ball is going to be ruled as, because Lerman had it for a moment. The ball was immediately taken away, and they want to just confirm the possession arrow here to start the game.
Yeah.
Just who's going to actually have the possession arrow. After that conversation, it's going to stay with the Wisdom Pioneers in terms of the possession arrow. So they're going to say Lerman never had that ball stolen, and in fact, it was just all part of that initial tip-off action. At the other end now, we're getting ready for more action here. Pass intended over to Polly Cullen, but knocked out of bounds there. Good active hands by the Pioneers. Give Maddie Sear some credit. Good screen and roll all the way to the basket now, but going to be whistled for a travel on the way to the rim was Polly Cullen. Had a good screen set atop the key to make some space. Good dribble drive down the right side of the lane, but
Yeah, that's what they're going to want to see, is some action with Polly Cullen and a screen from Ayanna Lester and some pick and roll action that we've seen in the quarter and semifinal.
What the Pioneers want to see is Ava Lerman going to work offensively. Almost has it taken away there. Good active hands by Polly Cullen. And at the other end, it was Peyton Roy trying to back down the defender, and good active positioning in hands by Emma McNally. And it's going to be a player control foul headed the other direction.
Yeah, that'll be something to watch, right? Less than a minute into the game, we don't want to see anybody get in foul trouble here on regional final Saturday.
And this zone pressure extends now, almost a half-court trap. Cullen had it for a moment, ultimately gives it up to Stevens, who picks up her dribble out near the timeline, but good job in presence of mind by Cullen and the Cougars, able to flash towards the basketball. Possession stays alive. Ball pass inside, shot off the mark, but Lester able to get the offensive glass. Her shot blocked and no good. Taken away now by the Pioneers. Lerman working in transition now. She's going to be fouled on her way to the rim. And they're going to say that foul came before the shot attempt. So no free throws coming down. That's McNally's first. Ball played in by Sear to Roy. Almost in no man's land there, but ultimately controlled by the Pioneers. Pass atop the key. Lerman, clean look from three. Her shot no good. Batted out and kept alive by the Pioneers. Lerman receives the pass back to her. Give and go basketball now. Stripped away on their way to the rim was Lerman. It was a good initial idea by Daigle. Give and go basketball. Good active hands by the Cougars. Ball underneath the basket on a jump.
Yeah, exactly what we expected for the beginning here. Tough defense, intensity. We haven't had a basket yet, and it's a minute and a half here.
And there's a 5-second violation now. Cassie, you spoke that into existence there.
Yeah.
Great defensive intensity, and Cougars get the ball back.
Quick active hands over here by the ref. That pass came right to her, and she was ready for it.
Ball played in now. Lane has it for a moment, given off to Cullen. Cullen pass to the right side short corner. That's Stevens with it. A ton of defense on display here. Lester, the safety valve there, gave the ball up. Swung around the perimeter. Shot runner. Short, no good. That was taken by McNally in the left side short corner. Bringing the ball down now is Sear. Her pass over to Susie. Susie, one more to Roy underneath. A spin in the lane given up to Daigle. Good patience here by the Pioneers. Roy with it. Over to Sear. Lester, good hands, fighting for a steal. Ultimately, it still stays Wisdom basketball. Knocked out of the hands of Sear. And we're going to have a timeout taken here. Taken by the Pioneers. Cassidy. 5:29 into or left here in this first quarter. Defense, the order of the day.
Yeah, I know we expected that. Low scoring both times these teams matched up, and that's really what they pride themselves on, based on their season's averages. And eventually defense will turn to offense. First couple shots, some jitters, early morning jitters here for a regional final, but you're not going to expect Ava Lerman to miss every shot today, and you're not going to expect Polly Cullen to miss every shot today. So eventually those baskets are going to start falling, but defense will turn to offense, and defensive intensity has really been very high to start the game here.
And if you're Katahdin, you got to like the way you've started this game. Offensively, you want to be a little bit more crisp. I think both teams could be saying that, but
yeah, absolutely.
Against a team you've lost to twice in the regular season, you are answering the call to start this game.
And as we've seen all week, anything can happen when you get in the cross center.
Give and go basketball. Lerman had it for a moment, but it's taken away by Polly Cullen. Cullen racing in transition. Screen set by Lester. Cullen's dribble drive was met by 3 defenders. Sear tried keeping it in bounds. And they're ultimately going to say it was off of a Cougar out of bounds, so ball back to the Pioneers here. So both sides still looking for the first score of the game. This is starting to feel like a game where every score is really going to matter in this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roy had it poked away, but into the hands of Lerman. Lerman, great defense on her on that left side corner. Ultimately kicked out. One more in front of us. Sear has it taken away by Lester. Headed the other way now. Ayanna Lester, great defense intensity. Able to get a steal there. Ball kicked out. Clean look at a 3. Shot short, no good. That was off the mark by McNally. Weak side rebound by Stevens. Her shot short, but knocked out of play off of Ava Lerman underneath the basket. So it's going to stay Cougar basketball. Screen action here. Ava Lerman, active hands, knocked it off of Polly Cullen. And inbound plays have not been going the way of the offense so far in this one.
No, I mean, it really does speak to both teams' defense. It's incredible, the defensive intensity. They're drawing a 5-second call almost every time and making bad passes to get the ball in. So
feels like anytime the defenses have been able to be set, they have locked in and not allowed any types of opportunities. Lerman has it atop the key now, giving off to Peyton Roy. Peyton Roy driving down the lane. She throws up a shot. We're going to have a foul called, and Roy going to head to the line with a chance at some free ones to get the scoring started.
Cougars foul number 2, Polly Cullen, her first.
That's against Polly Cullen, just her first of the game.
yeah, definitely someone they don't want to see get in foul trouble, so it'll be important for her to not pick up a second here anytime soon.
And we have our first basket of the game. Way of the free throw there for Peyton Roy.
Not to mention, she's been, making a great impact this this tournament so far, and she's just a freshman for Wisdom. So
obviously a storied family history. What Lily Roy was able to do for the Wisdom Pioneers, and that time, timeout taken by Coach Craig Hartsgrove in the Katahdin Cougars. Roy almost took that basketball away. I think she thought she had it in her hands, but good presence of mind by the Cougars to not give the ball up and avoid the turnover near the half-court line. Cassie, what's Coach Hartsgrove trying to talk to his team about, at least to get into a flow offensively?
I think what they're going to discuss is not picking the ball up right there in the corner, right? So need a little bit more, at least one more dribble over the half-court line or a pass to not pick up in that corner. Like we talked about in other games this tourney, that backcourt line becomes your third defender. And really when they pick it up there, it kind of forces coach to call a timeout. And in a game like this, you don't want to have to waste timeouts on a quick 5-second call or a turnover.
Absolutely. Ball played in successfully. Lane has it now, given off to Polly Cullen atop the key. Stevens now, right side corner. Tried to give it back to Cullen, but active hands. Stop me if you've heard me say that before. Maddie Sear knocks it out of play. 3:44 remaining here in this first quarter of play. 2-0 our score. Still looking for our first field goal of the game. 2 made free throws. All the scoring thus far in this one. And at the other end, it was Ayanna Lester on a handoff to Polly Cullen, and Cullen got the feet started a little bit early there. It's going to be a turnover. Ball back to the Pioneers.
Yeah, that's the right call. She just made like a little hop when she got the basketball there.
Dribble handoff action now into the hands of Ava Lerman. One more to Maddie Sear. Roy has it now. Peyton Roy going downhill. Her shot thrown up, no good. Good hands by Ayanna Lester to keep that rebound alive and into the hands of Polly Cullen. At the other end now, Lester. Look to see if she maybe gets a little bit more aggressive offensively here. Giving off to Stevens. One more with a clean look at 3. Shot no good. That was McNally on the attempt. Rebound goes the way of the Cougars, and number 2 gets the first 2 of the game. For Katahdin, we're tied 2-all. Nice move there by Polly Cullen off the offensive glass. Kick to the corner right in front of us at media row. Ball given back to Ava Lerman. Her shot, left side corner, pocket, good from 3. Number 4 has 3. Offense starting to flow here now. Good make by Ava Lerman. Polly Cullen cross half court, giving off to Stevens. Stevens goes downhill. We're going to have a blocking foul called underneath. Correct call there. Emma Susi trying to get position. Didn't get the initial player control foul and then was on the deck and kind of tripped up the offensive player there. So that's a good blocking foul call. Cougars play it in. Ayanna Lester with it now. Picks up her dribble in the right side corner. Ultimately given off to Polly Cullen. Pass underneath, Lane. One more atop the key now. McNally, good defense by Lerman. Stevens on a shot fake. Has it stripped away from behind by Lerman. Couple players on the deck. And it's going to stay Katahdin basketball on a jump ball there.
Good to see Stevens get up. You know, that she looked like she landed kind of awkwardly on that arm. So good to see her get up and not appear to be injured here.
Ball played in long, tipped by Peyton Roy, but tipped into the hands of McNally, who collected the ball in the front court before putting a foot and a basketball on the line and having an over or back called for the backcourt violation.
And that is such a hard, it's the right call, but it's so hard. Your momentum is going towards the half court line to be able to stop your body completely and move it back. So, really, unavoidable there.
Yeah. At the other end now, Sear has it, given off to Peyton Roy. Roy one more over to Susie, and Susie's going to be fouled that time against Dakota Stevens. Side out of bounds now, chance for the Pioneers.
Cougars foul on number 12, Dakota Stevens. Her first team foul, number 3.
Just the 3rd team foul, so neither side in any immediate danger of the bonus situation here with 1:45 remaining in this first quarter of play. Ball played in. Good active hands here by the Cougars. Lerman to the basket. Up and in for 2.
She sees the floor so well. She just made that split right between 3 different defenders.
Great move to the basket, and Ava Lerman starting to come alive a little bit now. 5 points on the corner. Emma Susi playing free safety there. The backside of this defense, a looping pass, tried to play into the middle of the zone. She comes away with it. Cross-court pass. Sear. Her shot from 3 off the mark. Brought down by Polly Cullen. Cullen crosses half court. Met by Roy. Having a hard time contending with this zone pressure of the Wisdom Pioneers. Trap coming into the corner. Pass across the baseline there. Out to Stevens. 4 given back out to Polly Cullen. One more over to Lane. Her 3 no good. Rebound by Cullen, and they're going to say over the back and pushing foul from behind by Cullen. Cassidy, that's her 2nd.
Yeah, that's a big foul. I think, if you're coach, you got to get her out of the game for the last 38 seconds. And that's exactly what he's going to do. As number 14, Natasha Annis, checks into the game for the first time.
Haven't seen a lot of substitutions in this game. It actually might be the first in this one.
I think it is, yep.
30 seconds left. See if the Wisdom Pioneers try to play for one shot. As advertised, a defensive battle through a quarter. Looks like everybody's going to be happy to let this be the last shot of the quarter. Ava Lerman flashes up top to grab the basketball. Now 17 seconds and counting remaining in the quarter. Wisdom trying to get into an offensive set here. Ball almost poked away by Stevens. 8 seconds on the clock. Sear with it. Sear picks up her dribble. Cross-court pass. Gonna have to put up a shot. Roy has it. Her shot after the buzzer and off the mark anyway, so that's how we're gonna end this first quarter of play. Wisdom 7, Katahdin 2. Stay with us. We're gonna head on over to a break. Be back with you for the second.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Rep Eastern Maine Sports with official merch made for real fans. Grab yours now by scanning the QR code on screen and wear the brand that brings the action live.
Eastern Maine Sports.
Welcome back here now. Thank you for rejoining us inside the Cross Insurance Center. 7-2 through one quarter in this Class S regional final between the Wisdom Pioneers and the Katahdin Cougars. It's going to be Pioneer basketball to get the action started here in the second.
Yeah, so Coach Hartsgrove of Katahdin is going to opt to wait and leave Polly Cullen on the bench for a while here to start the second.
Roy, she has a clean drive right down the heart of the lane. It looked like they went to a zone defense there, and a great presence of mind by Roy, recognizing it and going straight downhill, fighting through the zone. Able to get all the way to the rim, and at the other end, Cassidy, travel, turnover, fall back to the Pioneers. Coach Hartsgrove trying to remind his team about the little details. They all add up and they all matter. 9-2 our score.
In a high-scoring game, one possession may not be, end-all, be-all, but in a game like this where we expect it to be pretty low-scoring, those details do matter.
Lerman now kept her dribble alive, but not before hitting the deck, and that's going to be a travel call. Headed back the other way now are the Cougars.
And that's exactly what he's talking about. Where are your feet, right? He's yelling to his team, where are your feet? And that time they had their help defense. They transitioned and helped, and they got a turnover and the ball back. So it's the right call by Coach.
Stevens contending with this half-court / full-court pressure. It was kind of token pressure there, but as soon as the Cougars cross half-court, they were looking inside, and a looping pass, no good, taken away now by the Pioneers. Sear to the basket. She's going to have a blocking call before the shot attempt. So it's going to be Pioneer basketball underneath the basket. Score update for you inside the Augusta Civic Center. It's the Valley Cavaliers leading 28-17 over the Forest Hill Tigers.
It's closer than I expected, to be honest, this morning, but anything can happen here.
That's what we say, and we say it for a reason. Sear, off of a ricochet, got the ball back right in front of us at media row. Her shot from three, no good. Daigle hits the deck. Great action from either side, McNally and Daigle. Another jump ball. We've seen that a number of times in this opening quarter of action.
Yeah, good hustle, both players there.
Stevens, pass over to Lane. Roy extends the pressure, as does Lerman. Ball picked up right near half court. Timeout taken by the Cougars here. Cassie, we've seen that a few times. Both sides, crossing that half-court line and being met with pressure as soon as they do. That time, Katahdin was trying to cross the half-court line and got into that corner area between half-court and the out-of-bounds line. Dangerous place to be trapped.
Yeah, and that's the second timeout he's had to kind of use, that Coach Hartsgrove has had to use, without, to talk about the same thing.
Right.
To talk about, why are we picking the ball up either right before the half court or right after the half court? And, they were probably getting close to a 10-second call also in that one, and that's something you're going to see with Polly Cullen not in the game, is she does all of the ball handling for them when she's in the game, and so and she's checked back into the game now, and so it'd be important to see that she doesn't pick up her third foul. But when she wasn't in the game, those are things that Katahdin really struggles with, is who's going to be the general on the floor.
Absolutely. Only 3 timeouts left for the Katahdin Cougars, and we have 6:27 remaining here in the first half. The other end now, Cullen over to Ayanna Lester. Still looking to get her offense going in this one. Ball intended over to Lane, and jumping the passing lane was Ava Lerman, uncontested at the other end for a wide open transition fast break layup.
Yeah, she's a senior. You can definitely tell she's playing like one. She's ready. She wants to win a regional championship here today.
Ooh, a lot of contacts at the other end. Had a couple players go for a basketball on a steal attempt by Sear,
and everybody looks to be okay.
Sear and Stevens got a little tangled up, not intentional at all, and look to be all right. Leaving it all out there on the floor. 9-0 run by Wisdom here. Scored the first 2 of the game, 11-2 our current score. Roy tips that one into the backcourt. Lane picks it up, given over to Polly Cullen. Good active hands underneath. Stevens was lying in wait underneath the basket, and Sear, like a flash out of nowhere, knocked that one out of play. So ball out of bounds underneath the basket now. Chance for the Cougars. Ball played in now. Stevens to the three-point line, looking for Ayanna Lester. Lester. Great defense by Daigle. Lester has to give it up to the right side corner to Polly Cullen. Lester, I think her first shot of the game, that time from the right extended elbow.
Yeah, if they're going to claw themselves back into this game with how low scoring we expect it to be, she's going to have to get going here. She's been a big piece for them, and she's going to need to score so she can open the floor up for Polly Cullen.
Ball played over to Lerman. Her shot, right side wing, no good. Rebound, Peyton Roy. Thought about it, did Susie. Pass it up, Lerman now, trying to go downhill. Kick to the right side corner, that's Sear. Her 3 rolls in and out. We have seen that a number of times. Shots just not falling on this Saturday morning for regional championship action. Thank you for joining us. Pleasure to be able to bring you the games. And Polly Cullen tries to get 2 inside. Her shot no good. Offensive rebound goes for the Cougars. Dakota Stevens from the left side corner. That shot good, in the second score that's come the way of an offensive rebound in this one for the Cougars.
Yeah, that'll definitely be something that Wisdom will talk about, is, one shot and done, because when they get an offensive rebound, it really just takes Wisdom out of their set defense.
And it's not inaccurate to say offensive rebounds have led to 100% of the offense for the Katahdin Cougars in this one. 11-5 our score. At the other end now, Roy tried to dump it off to Daigle, had it tipped, ultimately did end up to the right side wing. Lerman shot no good. Good active hands by Daigle and Polly Cullen. It's going to be a jump ball underneath the basket now. Chance for the Pioneers. McNally checking in, replacing Dakota Stevens. Natasha Annis getting a lot of run here off the bench. Ball played right to Cassidy over here at Media Row. Straight out of bounds. Cassidy, we really got into the action there. I was
ready.
I thought you might have to catch that one.
Yeah, I was like, sub me in, just don't hit my drink.
Your Dunkin' Refresher was about to be refreshed all over us, so glad that didn't end up having to happen. But
yeah, same.
Another turnover off of an inbounds play, though. That's happened a lot here in this first half.
Yeah, absolutely. It just really does speak to exactly what we talked about with the defensive intensity of both teams.
Cullen now going to be whistled for a travel. One too many steps on the gather. Was trying to drive to the basket from the left side wing. Lerman bringing the ball up now. 3:50 remaining here in this first half of play. Ball played out to Peyton Roy. Dribble handoff now. Lester might have got tangled up there. A little bit of a grimace.
Yeah, she looks a little shaken up.
Roy got all the way to the basket. Uncontested shot was no good.
Not shaken up enough not to pull down that rebound, though. She got into the action, and she's ready to play again.
At the other end now, McNally gives it off to Polly Cullen. Natasha Annis now finds lane. She's met by a double team in the right side corner. Dakota Stevens checking in. Next opportunity here for the Cougars. Ball pass around the perimeter. Good patience here by Katahdin. Ball back to the corner. McNally from three, shot short. Almost a rebound there for the Cougars. Was knocked out of play off the hands of Maddie Sear. Ball underneath the basket now. Chance for Katahdin. Back screen opportunity, nearing a 5-second violation. Played out to Ayanna Lester. Lester to the basket. Off the mark on the layup attempt. Brought down by Ava Lerman. Pushing ahead now, Ellie Sear, freshly into the ball game. A turnover there by the freshman.
Yeah, Emily McNally really just kind of swiped that right off.
Stevens at the other end. Off the mark on three, and Polly Cullen skies above. And able to convert on another offensive rebound opportunity. Ball played all the way down court. Peyton Roy, her layup attempt no good.
I think you'll see Wisdom take a timeout here soon, especially if Katahdin converts on this rebound.
Foul called, whistled against, I believe, Peyton Roy. That's Roy's second, so 2:07 remaining here in this first half of play. Susie checks right back in.
And Natasha Annis is going to come back in. Elizabeth Lane kind of got bumped in the face, so she's taking a minute here.
Ball played underneath the basket, layup attempt no good. That was Annis. Got all the way to the rim on a well-drawn up out-of-bounds play. Sear in transition, gives it up to Ava Lerman. Lerman has it tipped out of her hands. Good active hands there, McNally.
I think you'll see Peyton Roy go straight to the hoop here, yep.
Good layup and good pass. McNally.
And there comes that timeout from Wisdom, but great look. Polly Cullen probably could have taken that herself and made that layup, but she made a great pass to Emily McNally for 2 points. And, we're seeing a 2-point game now. Exactly what we talked about, that Wisdom needed to continue to do what they were doing, and Katahdin needed to settle back in.
It was a 9-0 run by the Wisdom Pioneers. Since that point, it has been a 7-0 run answer by the Katahdin Cougars. What has Katahdin done during this stretch to kind of claw themselves back into the game and to get themselves within striking distance?
They're doing a better job breaking the press. So they're not having as many turnovers as they're coming up the floor. The other thing is, I think they've even picked up their defensive intensity even more. They're really getting deflections and tips and steals almost every possession. They haven't really allowed Wisdom to get into their offense at all, and really kind of sped them up. And I think that's what's got them back in the game.
And with 1:43 remaining, either side finishing up their respective huddles. It's going to be Pioneer basketball. Roy does have 2 fouls. Something to watch this final 1:43 of the first half. Definitely don't want to pick up a third and be in the danger zone. Sear at the other end. Maddie Sear plays it in to Ava Lerman.
Yeah, we don't want to see Peyton Roy from Wisdom pick up a third, or Polly Cullen from Katahdin pick up a third. Either way, both big impact players.
Absolutely. Ball played to Ava Lerman atop the key. Over to Susie. Screen set. Susie to Lerman right in front of us in the left side corner. Lester, great defense by her. Screen set. Right side corner now, Peyton Roy. Well defended there by Stevens. Susie the drive. Dribble and replace. Sear thought about a three. Good patience here by the Pioneers. Now a minute left to play in this first half. Lerman, extra pass to Roy. Has to kick it out to Susie. Susie, one dribble into the lane, up and in for 2.
That was a nice move.
That's a big shot right now, too. Kind of quells the run. Gives Wisdom a little bit of some life and breath back into this game offensively. At the other end now, McNally picks up her dribble, Over to Ayanna Lester. Her hooking layup shot no good. Rebounded by Polly Cullen. Lester, another chance at it, this time good.
And that's another basket off of an offensive rebound. So that's the only basket they've had that was that fast break layup from Polly Cullen and Emily McNally.
15 seconds, 13-11 our score. Class S Regional Finals. Lerman. 5 seconds now. Calls for the screen. Has to give it over to Peyton Roy. Peyton Roy well beyond the three-point line. Off the mark. I think the officials are going to elect to just let that be the end of the first half. Technically, ball hit the end line with maybe a couple of fractions of a second. But that's going to do it for the first half of play. 13-11 our score. We're going to swing it on over to a break. Be back with you shortly.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where main classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Herman, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today.
Welcome back inside the Cross Insurance Center. We got 4 minutes and 50 seconds left up on the halftime clock. Some of the Cougars have made their way back to the floor, looking for the rest of them. There they are, coming out of the tunnel now. Cassidy, it was a highly contested defensive effort there in the first half of play. 13-11 our score. We've talked about really a lot of the scoring there in the first half and kind of continuing back to the same point we were mentioning, but it deserves re-mentioning. Offensive rebounds leading to points, second chance opportunities. How did Katahdin really take advantage of those chances, and what did they do to kind of claw themselves back into this game?
Yeah, I mean, none bigger than Polly Cullen, right? She's pulled down, I would say, most of those offensive rebounds. I don't know that for sure, but I think most have come from her. And, you know, and that allows them to kind of break that overwhelming pressure that Wisdom has on the defensive end. And one, you know, it leads to like more of like a cluster on defense for Wisdom, you know, trying to just like resettle in, but they don't get a chance to like really set up their defense on an offensive rebound, and that's allowed, you know, 9 out of the 11 points. So that's huge for them. If you're Wisdom, that's got to be your halftime conversation.
And for Wisdom, they started to do some things on the defensive end that were very disruptive. They created turnover opportunities, and let's be honest, like by and large, they still are. It's 13-11 for a reason. Both of these defenses are playing very well. But there was a time where the Wisdom Pioneers were forcing a lot of turnovers, creating opportunities in transition. Peyton Roy, Ava Lerman getting easy looks at the basket. That really went away. What do the Pioneers have to do to return to that form, create some opportunities for themselves? What might they need to tweak? Or what might they need to return to that they were doing that was successful for them early on?
Yeah, I think, you know, there's been a lot of forcing towards the end of the second quarter there. I thought that they didn't stay as patient as they did in the first quarter to look for opportunities, and that came with lots of deflections and steals going the other way for Katahdin. So I think if you're Wisdom, settle down a little bit, right? Do what you were doing, you know, in the beginning when you're just kind of passing the ball around, finding the open player, setting up the offense, and not forcing as much. I felt like they really did force quite a bit in the end of the second quarter.
All right, Cassie, we got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the halftime clock. What we're going to do is we're going to swing it on over to one brief commercial break and be back with you. Get ready for the start of the second half.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at...
Welcome back here now. Both sides are turning a little early from the halftime there, so we're jumping right into the action. Ayanna Lester takes a shot just inside the free throw line, gets her own miss, up and in for two, and a lot of aggression immediately out of the gates for Ayanna Lester.
Yeah, I mean, that's another offensive rebound leading to a basket.
Wisdom now. Ava Lerman, the one with it. Looking backdoor for Peyton Roy. Roy trying to go downhill. She's going to be fouled, and that's going to give Roy a chance at the line. Something we did not see a ton of from either side in the first half was free throws. Could be an absolute key to this second
Yeah,
half.
she's the only one who's taken free throws, and she went 2 for 2 the last time at the line.
Roy, good on the first. I guess I'm the only one that institutes the broadcaster jinx when saying someone just went for 2 for 2.
Did you really just bring it up right now? Come on, Zach.
Was not intentional, but Roy off on the second. Can't make this up. At the other end now, Stevens tried to drive all the way downhill, had it poked away from behind. Lerman the one with it. Screen set, Lerman to the glass, thrown up at the left. Great defense there by Polly Cullen. Shot was no good. Lerman, the takeaway. Lane going to be whistled for the foul.
That looked like a pretty clean block, but must have been leaning a little on the body.
Might have got her on the body. Definitely was clean upstairs. But you can see both sides had a conversation about what they want this third quarter to look like, at least in principle, and both teams trying to execute their game plans. Lerman off on the first. I didn't say anything that time.
Big to note, though, that Katahdin hasn't taken any free throws at all in the game yet, and I think that's going to be a point of emphasis for them as well to get to the hoop and draw some fouls.
And a split trip there by Ava Lerman, who gets a steal at the other end. Dribbles it on the end line. Tried to save it off of a Katahdin Cougar.
I think it stunned her a little bit, like, why'd she just throw that ball at me?
Had dribbled it out of bounds before, so it's ball back to the Cougars here. Lane the one with it. Over to Stevens right in front of us. Stevens and Roy the tie-up. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow back to the Pioneers. On the inbounds, played into Lerman. Cross court pass over to Susie. Roy flashes well beyond the top of the key and three-point line. Dribble handoff to Ava Lerman. Patience and intentionality on this possession. Roy, kick over. That was to Susie. Susie, one more atop the key to Roy. Roy to the basket. She's going to be fouled again. And a consistent game plan here. Peyton Roy going back to the free throw line. We've seen 6 total free throws on the quarter. After, like what you mentioned, Cassidy,
Just
only
2 in the first half, yeah.
And I think that that's a great game plan. I mean, if you're not being able to score free and easy from the field, as Roy rolls in and out on the first, if you're not being able to score free and easy from the field, getting to the free throw line and getting these free chances, absolutely pivotal for your team to be successful. Roy, good on the second. Split trip there. It's been a split trip every attempt this quarter. And at the other end, Maddie Sear is face guarding Polly Cullen. And a foul offensive there is going to be whistled, I think, against McNally. It was away from the basketball. Yep, that's going to be against McNally. Her 4th foul in this
How
one.
did we not notice that? That's something
that's
that we
snuck
did
up on
not
us.
catch, yeah.
4 fouls against McNally, so that brings Natasha Annis back into the game. That is huge with 6 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
Yeah, and I guess we didn't realize that she had 3 at halftime here.
Dribble handoff situation across the perimeter now. Sear picks it up, giving it off to Lerman. Screen set by Roy. Lerman, her 3 blocked by Ayanna Lester.
Great block there.
Brought down by Polly Cullen.
Little screen set for her.
Kick to the left side wing, right in front of us at media row. Extra pass underneath, Lane at the rim. Her shot no good. Brought down by Peyton Roy. Cross court now. Roy, right side corner, gives off to Daigle. Dribble handoff to Lerman. Lerman, left hand in the heart of the lane. Shot was no good. Battle for the rebound. Into the hands of Ayanna Lester. Over to Natasha Annis as the Cougars reset their offense. Lester, shot fake, trying to go downhill. Good defense by the Pioneers. Annis with it. Over to Ayanna Lester.
Yeah, and they're playing a triangle in 2. So they have someone face guarding Polly Cullen, but they also have someone face guarding the opposite guard. So it was Emma McNally, but now that Dakota Stevens is in that position, it's also face guarding her. So it's not necessarily a specific player, it's just the opposite guard.
And Lester on the inbounds took a bump on a layup attempt and is going to have a chance to convert a 3-point opportunity.
That's going to be very important and key for them in the second half here, is to get her involved. When she gets involved, they play much better offensively whenever she's involved.
Attempt from the line there, rolls in for Ayanna Lester.
Tied up here. You know, and Ayanna Lester, she's their senior, so she's their floor general, even though she's not the one bringing the ball up all the time.
I believe this is the first time we've been tied since it was 2-2. At the other end, Sear throws up a wild shot. They're going to say it was blocked out of bounds. So it's going to be ball underneath the basket on a layup attempt there. Good aggression. It's been that same type of play. Trying to go downhill, but good defense there. Defending without fouling. Lerman, dump off underneath to Daigle. Her layup good.
That was a beautiful pass.
And Daigle has not really been in opportunities or positions to score so far in this ballgame, so that's a huge play to get her going as well. At the other end now, Polly Cullen off in the layup attempt. And this triangle in 2, as you pointed out, Cassidy, a great observation by you. It's been disruptive thus far this quarter.
Yeah, and I think that the point of that opposite guard, no matter who it is in that position, is the kick out for the 3 has been a shot for them a couple times, and so wanting to limit that.
Lerman at the other end. Kick out to Susie, one more to Sear. Sear thought about a 3, passed it up before giving it up to Ava Lerman. Ayanna Lester's been the one guarding her all game. Pass over to Roy. Dribble handoff to Ava Lerman. Shows and goes all the way to the rim, off glass for 2.
It's a great move.
It was a great move indeed. Stevens now going to work at the other end. Picks up her dribble before giving it off to Ayanna Lester. Lester intended to dump that off to Natasha Annis, and it was Peyton Roy coming from behind for the steal. Momentum now on the side of the Pioneers, who would like to slow things back down, reset their offense, and try to be intentional about this possession. 3 minutes on the clock. Lerman happy to just sit there and dribble. For the time being, the Cougars happy to let him. So we're going to have some time come off the clock here. Ayanna Lester extends the pressure. So both sides maybe just taking a breather there. Dribble handoff action now. Lerman from 3. Long, no good. Chipped off of a Cougar on the opposite side. Must have gone for the rebound as far away from us as you can get, so can't really see from our vantage
not sure
point.
who touched that, yeah.
The official was right there, so he had a much better look than we did. Lerman now. Calls for a double screen, gets it. Kick over to Peyton Roy. Roy gives it off to the left side corner before replacing the player in that corner. Calls for the screen. Lerman. Screen set by Roy. Lerman inside the three-point line, just a foot in. Able to knock down a long J there.
And I know that screen is what created that, but Daigle also created that underneath. She kind of just screened in Polly Cullen, and that made the help defense very late.
And Roy's going to be whistled for a blocking foul. That's her third. With 1:53 left in this quarter, be interesting to see if you can have McNally on the bench for the Cougars, how long Roy stays out here. Roy was looking towards the bench. She knows she can't really be overly aggressive in this situation. And she's going to stay out there on the floor. Kick to the corner, Lane right in front of us at media row. Her shot no good. Brought down by Peyton Roy.
You know these teams are familiar with each other, trying to get into each other's heads a little bit. It's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, being this close to the court, you can hear a lot of things. And that time, inviting some shots were the Wisdom Pioneers. Daigle underneath. Kick out to Lerman. Lerman, clean look at a three. Her shot no good. Brought down inside by Dakota Stevens.
That would have been huge if that would have went for Wisdom.
Ball played ahead. Lane with it. Looking for a post-up opportunity over to Natasha Annis. Roy playing with those three fouls. Ball given up to Ayanna Lester before making its way to the left side corner, and Dakota Stevens. Underneath now, Polly Cullen looking to go to work. Shot thrown up. We're going to have a travel. Good defense by Daigle inside. Shot was off the mark, Cassidy.
She's been called for probably four to five travels so far. That one looked like it could have gone either way, I think. Looked like she had made a good kind of rip-through possession for a post move, but always hard to tell if that back foot, pivot foot dragged a little bit.
Shot was missed ultimately, so ball likely was going back to the Pioneers one way or another there with the rebounding position they had, but yes, absolutely a good point in that type of a situation. The other end now, Ayanna Lester extending that pressure. Something we might need to see more out of for these Cougars. We're going to have a foul whistled against Lane. Elizabeth Lane on the blocking call there. And that is going to send Susie to the chair. Oh, yep, charity stripe. I was waiting for them to
just say 5.
So Susie steps to the line. Pioneers have made a living from the charity stripe this quarter. Susie off on the first.
You know, and I think that I was just reminiscing when we used to play in the 1-and-1 opportunities. Like, I kind of miss that a little bit, but it's always 2 shots now.
Created a lot more strategy in the game, but the flow of the game has improved a lot as Wisdom knocks down the second does Susie. So another split trip. It's been split trips this entire quarter. And at the other end, Polly Cullen dumps off to Elizabeth Lane. Over to Ayanna Lester. Her floater in the lane, no good. Brought down by Peyton Roy. Wisdom's going to have a chance to end the quarter with points. 15 seconds on the clock. See if they try to work for one. They slow it down. Ava Lerman. Cross-court pass over to Emma Susie. Lerman gets it back. 5 seconds on the clock. Lester extends the pressure. Ball knocked out of bounds. 4 seconds exactly on the clock. Side out of bounds. Chance now.
Not a lot of time to work with, but enough to set up a little play there.
7-0 run by the Pioneers, looking to extend it. Lerman throws up a shot. She's going to be fouled by Ayanna Lester. And in that type of a situation, you could argue that's exactly what Ava Lerman was looking for. And no contestation there by Lester in terms of contesting the ruling of that foul call. That's going to give a chance for Lerman to head to the line. She's good on the first. 1.3 on the clock. 8-0 run now.
Ayanna Lester telling her coach that, you know, she got pulled by someone was setting a screen and pulled her jersey, and that's how she kind of like fell into her. But either way, she swatted at the ball there.
Clean trip from the line there. Both were made. And that's going to do it for the third quarter of action. 25-16 our scores. We're going to swing it to a break. Be back with you.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Welcome back inside the Cross Insurance Center as we prepare for the start of the fourth and potentially final quarter in the Class S North Girls Region. It's Wisdom on top, 25-16. At the other end, looking to make things happen. Annis, her long shot no good, brought down by Dakota Stevens. Susie on her. Ayanna Lester picks up her dribble before giving the ball back up top. Sear doing a heck of a job face guarding Polly Cullen. And at the other end, looked like a little trip up of the feet, Susie and Stevens. And this triangle in two, Susie and Sear are doing so much defensively.
Yeah, this defense has been super effective, this transition that the Wisdom coach made. Be interested, I'm going to talk to whoever does interviews, talk to coach about that transition defense here and what they changed up at halftime and how it's been so effective.
Shot inside, Ayanna Lester plus the harm. Lester headed to the free throw line. We await to see who the foul was called on.
On the play, Pioneers foul number 32.
Number 32 against Daigle.
At the line, Ayanna Lester has one.
Not out of this yet, so definitely need to stay focused here. And that's what they needed was a good, a three-point play is definitely a good way to start that.
And they missed the 2 points up on the board. They put it up there now. So it was 26-17 inside the Cross Insurance Center. 25-19 is our score.
Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly what Katahdin needed was, a three-point play, no bigger than that, to get the fourth quarter started here, cut into that deficit.
And McNally still on the bench with 4 fouls. See how long she sits on the bench before returning to the action here. On the other end, a good floater by Sear.
I don't know how she has any energy left. She's been playing face guarding Polly Cullen like the whole half here.
And that time, the defense of the Katahdin Cougars just extended itself out beyond the three-point line and able to find some space. Good work there, and that's going to be a foul against Peyton Roy. That is her 4th.
And they are going to switch up their defense. It looks like Coach just called for 23 instead. So I don't know if that's just off the inbound here but it looks like they're still going to face guard.
Might have gone player to player for a moment, but Ayanna Lester takes a shot, so we didn't have enough time to find out. Ava Lerman comes down with it. 27-19 our score. And here, if you're Wisdom, you don't want to play stall ball, but if you can afford to limit and shorten this game at this point, that's what you want to be aiming for with the 4 fouls now against Peyton Roy. And the lead. Daigle at the other end left her shot short from the right side low post. Ball back to the Cougars, and that was going to be a travel turnover or something, but Cullen had to just let the ball go. She got stuck in the air on a pass attempt.
I don't think any of the refs were really paying attention to what happened there. Everybody was kind of running down the floor, and I think,
And it leads to an Ava Lerman fast break layup at the other end where she's fouled. Honestly, in that situation, if you take the travel call, you'd side out of bounds as opposed to a fast break.
Yeah, and you potentially don't pick up your third foul because Polly Cullen just did, and checked in. I was guessing around the 6-minute mark, and Emma McNally is going to check back into the game, replacing Natasha Annis.
And Ellie Sear checks back in, the only player off the bench thus far in the game for the Wisdom Pioneers has been Ellie Sear.
And she's going to give Peyton Roy a break here, which that's a good call if you're coach. Give her a couple minutes, try to save her from picking up a 5th foul here.
You've got a 9-point lead, so you can afford to give a little bit of a run here. And it is back to a zone defense and a steal by Maddie Sear. I mean, Sear and Susie, and what this defense has been able to do is kind of one-on-one defense, but that time even in a zone, flying around the floor. Man, they have answered the call this second half defensively, and Sear steps it back and knocks it down. Maddie Sear, have yourself a second half, young lady.
Yeah, and, points-wise, she's probably not looking at a ton, for the game, but impact-wise, wow.
And Ayanna Lester fouled at the other end on a layup attempt. Did have the floater at the left side, short post at the other end. Makes that shot right there. And defensively, man, what a performance. Now an 11-point lead. Free throws pending here, Ayanna Lester. First attempt from the line is good. One more on the way. That one rolls off the mark. No good. Polly Cullen on the board, up and in.
And again, what leads to their point, Zach?
Offensive rebound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Full court pressure now by the Katahdin Cougars. Lerman does get it across. Dump off. Sear to the glass. Shot no good. Good defense by Cullen. Cullen plays ahead. McNally thought about it before giving it up to Elizabeth Lane. McNally then takes it. Tipped in the air, brought down by Sear. 22-30, advantage Pioneers, 4:40 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Sear with it, gives it back to Lerman. Over to Ellie Sear. Maddie Sear collects it back.
Where he got a shoe out here.
Blocking foul called, and that's against Stevens. Wisdom, 4 team fouls on the quarter, by the way. So Katahdin, if they get aggressive and get going downhill, they can head to the free throw line with the clock stopped. Only 2 fouls against the Cougars. Lerman following the inbound. She gets all the way to the glass. Her shot was no good, and Daigle on the opposite side gets the offensive rebound.
Be important here to see who that goes on, Zach, with 4:18 left.
She just picked up her second, now picks up her third, does Dakota Stevens. At this point in the game, not the biggest concern is Daigle's first attempt from the free throw line off the mark.
An update from the Civic Center, Valley Girls leading 66-20 in the fourth quarter over Forest Hills, so it looks like they will be the South representation in the state game.
And at the other end, Ellie Sear, the smallest player on the floor, battled for a loose ball. 3 players hit the deck, and Sear, out of all of it, comes up with a layup. At the other end now, Ayanna Lester met by a double team. Pass inside to Polly Cullen. Ava Lerman hits the deck. Couple of players descend, and it's going to be a jump ball. Ball back to the Pioneers. You see a play like that, and you can tell how much it matters. And checking back in now, Peyton Roy. She left with 6 minutes on the game clock, 3:58 up on that clock now. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Coach Craig Hartsgrove.
Yeah, and, leading the way here, I just pulled up some stats, but Ava Lerman's up to 15 points in this game, so almost representing half of the points here for Wisdom. And like I talked about, Maddie Sear with only 4 points, but none bigger than her defense and defensive intensity.
What she's been able to do in this one has been impressive. And on the other end, Cassie, you've got some players that have done well, but also some players that have just missed some minutes, like McNally with the foul trouble.
Yeah, Ayanna Lester with 11 points leading the way for Katahdin, and Polly Cullen with 6. So just going to see what they're going to, if you are Katahdin, you need to score quickly here. Start picking up the pace. Can't wait around. Can't stall at all. Got to get moving.
A lot of emotion on the side of the Katahdin Cougars as well. And it's understandable in a game like this, but Just important to also understand you still got 3 minutes, 58 seconds. A lot of basketball left to be played, and you got to keep your head, keep it cool. I understand you're playing in a big game, but you deserve to be. And you're capable of making that comeback. So, the other end, Ava Lerman works all the way through the pressure. Daigle took a quick shot, and Peyton Roy has fouled out of this game.
Yeah, and Dakota Stevens is real shook up here. She's getting up okay, but...
So Peyton Roy only came back for 10 seconds of game time on the clock. Stevens
is going to go shoot some free throws here.
Yeah, that's just an all-around play that you understand the idea by Peyton Roy, and that's the athlete that she is. She just wants to, make things happen, and she does make things happen. But in that situation, not just the fact that you have the 4 fouls and you are most valuable on the floor, but also your team now has 5 fouls and a chance for Dakota Stevens from the line.
And she landed on that elbow, but didn't seem to bother her for that first shot there. She was kind of wiggling it out. I think she probably hit her funny bone on the floor.
I think she's enjoying not having a Wisdom Pioneer in front of her face right now, because that's been her whole second half. Makes both, so a perfect trip there. Ball almost taken away. And Lerman, we're nearing a 10-second violation, gets it across to Susie. And Ava Lerman going to have to be a key part of this fourth quarter. She's been a key part of the game, but especially with Peyton Roy out, it just adds that added responsibility to the shoulders of Ava Lerman.
Yeah, absolutely. Peyton Roy is, one of the players that had come out and helped with, dribbling the ball if needed, and she's no longer able to do so.
And that's a foul against Ayanna Lester. Good job by the Pioneers, able to shave some time off there. They still lead by 8 in this one. 3:15 remaining on the ball game.
So one more foul till Wisdom will be shooting on every foul other than offensive, obviously.
Lerman the one with it. Dribble handoff now. Ellie and Maddie Sear exchanging positions across the perimeter. Dakota Stevens went for a steal. Tried to jump the dribble handoff.
That's going to be her fourth because she's picked up 3 right away. So it really can't be Emma McNally or Dakota Stevens to foul. But then if we have Ayanna Lester foul, that's going to be her fourth. So lots and lots of foul trouble here for Katahdin with, still a decent amount of a game to play, especially if we're going to talk about having to stop the game and make them make free throws, as Maddie Sear misses the first one there for Wisdom.
Lot of game left. Don't go anywhere, folks. This one is sizing up to be a fun finish. Second from the line is good. Now under 3 minutes to play. Polly Cullen crosses the half-court line. Given off to Ayanna Lester. Zone defense on display here by the Pioneers. Dakota Stevens just inside the three-point line. Her shot was no good. Brought down by Daigle. And we're going to have a jump ball. That goes back to the Cougars.
And that must have been a decent feeling for Dakota to be able to take a shot there. Stevens, she's been face guarded the whole second half and hasn't had a chance to even really catch the ball. So,
ball played in to Ayanna Lester, who goes over Daigle for a layup there. 7-point game now. Ellie Sear picks up the dribble on the far sideline. Back to Ava Lerman. 2.5 left to play. Ayanna Lester on her. Susie now. Maddie Sear, dribble handoff action between Ava Lerman. We're going to see a quasi-delay type of offense here, trying to run some time off the clock. Lerman has it poked away by Ayanna Lester, but caught a lot of the body, and that's going to send Lerman to the free throw line. And Ava Lerman, 18 points, 4 steals, and 3 assists. Really filling up the stat sheet in this one is Ava Lerman. She's got a chance to add to it here. She's going to be our Pine State Nutrition player of the game if they can hold on to this lead with the game she's had. Ava Lerman knocks down the first attempt and extends the lead. Second from the line, same result. Perfect trip there. Cassie, foul trouble starting to mount for this Catan Cougars team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they have 3 players out there right now with 4 fouls. And then Polly Cullen has 3, so.
Cullen, good move inside, threw it up with the left, no good. Brought down by Maddie Sear. Now under 2 left to play. And here now, because so many of the guards have those 4 fouls, if you do your dribble handoff action, you don't need to be in any type of a rush because they're not trying to foul with those 4th. Now a minute 34 left. The foul's going to have to happen soon.
Yeah.
Lane, somebody that can foul. Ball given up by her player. Over back to Ava Lerman. Lerman trying to go by. Dump off to Daigle. Kick back out to Maddie Sear. Good presence of mind by the Wisdom Pioneers. They are not going to shoot the basketball unless they have a wide open layup in this situation. You are going to have to foul them. A ton of time coming off the clock on this possession, and Lane, the one that can do it, comes forward to foul.
I think that might even be her 4th. I'm not sure if this will be her 4th. Just 3rd for her. So she'll probably have to be the one they call on to foul.
And you might do some offense to defense type substitutions if you can afford it, if you're Coach Hartsgrove, but you can't really set that up in a confident way right now. Only 2 timeouts left. Off on the first attempt is Susie. We expected a defensive battle, and that is what we are getting. It's what this game has been. Off on the second attempt, so an empty trip there by Susie. Ball played all the way down floor. Dakota Stevens unable to control it. Keeps it alive over to Lane. Ayanna Lester now. Polly Cullen, a clean look at a 3. Her 3 off the mark, no good. Brought down by Maddie Sear. Given off to Ava Lerman. McNally trying to force a turnover. We're going to have a foul. And if that's against McNally.
She was trying to foul. McNally was.
That is her 5th and disqualifying foul for Emma McNally.
And she is a senior, so overwhelmed with emotions here.
Melanie Libby, my mistake, coming in now.
She's a senior as well, just checking into the game.
50.6 seconds left. Lerman good on the first. 10-point game. And it might just be 50 seconds that separate the Wisdom Pioneers from their first regional championship since 1998. Good on the second, 11-point game, 46 seconds on the clock. The Pioneer faithful rising to their feet. At the other end, Cullen gives it off to Lane. Around the perimeter, Lester. Over to Stevens. Stevens takes a 3. Steven off the mark. Rebound on the opposite side by Sear. Sear crosses half court. Triple team's going to come, and we're going to have a foul.
A lot of time came off.
And
it looks like Coach Hartsgrove's going to pull his starters out. So for Ayanna Lester, Natasha Annis, Melanie Libby, Olivia Phipps, and Emily McNally, this will be their final game of their high school career.
And a great high school career it was. Score update. These Wisdom Pioneers are going to be facing the Valley Cavaliers as they're winding down the final stretch of their game against the Forest Hill Tigers. Valley in runaway fashion down at the Augusta Civic Center, 79-26.
I don't know about you, Zach, but regional final Saturday and end of kids' high school careers always gets me feeling a little emotional. Anytime that it's the end of someone's high school career, I remember that feeling, and it's just it's bittersweet.
And that's why we play the game, and Ava Lerman goes all the way downhill. She's going to put the bow on top of this one. Gets the layup to go there, 41-26. The Pioneers ready to party. We're going to have a travel call, 3.3. It's all academics at this point. Congratulations. Congratulations to the Wisdom Pioneers, your Class S North Regional Champions. The joy of victory and the agony of defeat. You get it all on regional final Saturday.
Well, I mean, we get it throughout the whole tourney, right? With quarterfinals and semifinals, everybody, there's at least a senior somewhere ending their career, but great effort there by Katahdin, just couldn't overcome the defensive intensity of Wisdom.
And Ava Lerman's going to be our Pine State Nutrition Player of the Game. Folks, what we are going to do in just a moment, they are going to have the award ceremony presented inside the Cross Insurance Center. At that point, once we have concluded that, we are going to go to a commercial break, but don't go anywhere. Following that commercial break, we will rejoin you for some more regional final action that will return to right after the award ceremony and following our commercial break. So don't go anywhere. Stay on this live feed. There will be more basketball coming up soon. But for the time being, we're going to turn it on over to the public address announcer inside the Cross Insurance Center so both these teams can be recognized for their efforts and their achievements.
It is our pleasure to present the runner-up plaque for the 2026 Maine Class S Girls Ellie Sear. Kate Roy. Sophomore Brooke Senecal. Juniors Emma Susie. Maddie Sear. And seniors, Captain Kelsey Daigle. And Captain Ava Orman. Would the captain of the Wisdom Pioneers please come forward? On behalf of the Maine Principals Association and Hammond Lumber Company, it is our pleasure to present the championship class as girls North regional champions to the Wisdom Pioneers. Congratulations, Wisdom. Enjoy celebrating your regional championship.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
Explosions broke in the sky. All that I needed was the one thing I couldn't find, and you were there at the turn, waiting to let me know. We're building it up to bring it back down. We're building it up to burn it down. We can't wait to burn it to the ground.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-8.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
Explosions broke in the sky. All that I needed was the one thing I couldn't find, and you were there at the turn, waiting to let me know. We're building it up to bring it back down. We're building it up to burn it down. We can't wait to burn it to the ground.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing a vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Herman, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today.
Welcome back now. Thank you for rejoining us. It was fun to be able to listen in to the post-game activities and the celebration for the Wisdom Pioneers as they were victorious in our first game of the Class S regional final matchups. Ava Lerman, our Pine State Nutrition player of the game, and Folks, don't go anywhere because right now we are preparing to bring you the next action between the number 1 seeded Jonesport Beals Royals and the number 2 seeded Easton Bears. In case you're joining us after the game and after all the action, my name is Zach. I'm happy to be joined by my broadcast partner, Cassidy. We're going to be calling the action for you all here today in this fun Saturday morning of regional final action. We've got Mark Kalman producing this one for you all at home. Cassidy, 2 teams that have had an incredible season. One team in particular that's having an incredible individual tournament run in terms of Mason Pelletier, who's someone that we're going to talk about a lot leading up to the start of the action. But the Royals, they're looking to return to form. Their last gold ball, 2012. Their last regional championship, 2012. You want to know how many gold balls that the Jonesport Beals Royals have in their history?
11.
We get to cheat and have that right in front of us. But, folks, such a storied tradition that the Jonesport Beals Royals team has had over the years. They are looking to return to that history, return to form today. But to do so, they have a tall task ahead of them against the Easton Bears and Mason Pelletier and what he's been able to do thus far in this tournament run.
Yeah, so a couple things. First things first, both of these teams have played super tough schedules. They've both played many Class D teams, and their only losses, either side, are to Class D teams. They haven't lost to anybody in Class S. Also to mention, they haven't seen each other this year, and they have 0 mutual opponents. So on paper, there's no way to tell what this game is going to add up to be.
That's so fun.
I just looked down through. I can't find a mutual opponent between the two, and that makes sense. They don't live very close together. But I can't find one that matches here unless you see one on paper here. But only losses for both teams. So record of 13-7 for Jonesport Beals, but they're still the number 1 seed because they've beat everybody in their class.
Yeah.
Same thing, Easton Bears. They're 14-6 now, and they also have beaten everybody in their class.
And the Bears are back out there on the floor. They've made their way out. And one of those losses, Cassidy, actually 2 of the losses for Easton came against Madawaska, who's still playing right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these teams
in the D tournament.
These teams are seeing tough competition all year, which has helped lead them to this moment here today on this floor, preparing for regional final basketball. One thing I always like to talk about and always jump inside the mind of the broadcast here and things that we can control, things that we can talk about and get people prepared for is just the intensity and the mental part of a game like this. We talked about it at the beginning of the girls' game before, but to step out there on the floor, you said something in our first game that I think is really worth mentioning again. Both these teams have played games on this floor to this point. Maybe not this game, maybe not a regional final, but you've been out there. You've had the experience of being in front of your fans, in front of the opposing fans. You've seen the lights, you've seen the rims. But what do you need to do mentally to prepare yourself for a game like this, a day like today?
Yeah, so I know we talked about it in the beginning of the first game, but just to reiterate, these teams are well experienced, have played teams much higher caliber than what they've seen in Class S, and also they've played 2 games already on this floor, so it's not first game jitters or anything like that. Also, teams both that haven't won even a quarterfinal since 2020, so needing them to be back in a regional final is very impressive, right? And so their fans are excited, the teams are excited, and just playing within yourself and remembering, back to basics, what brought you to this point. And both of these teams, Easton's led by Mason Pelletier and Drew Lamoureux, but Jonesport Beals has had a pretty balanced attack as well, with Anderson Alley and Coben Robinson, Nathaniel Johnson, and Isaiah Robinson have all, kind of filled up the stat sheet here in the tournament. And so a 1 versus 2, and I think it's going to be everything we expect it to be, Zach.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're so excited to be able to bring it for you. If you're joining us late or weren't able to catch us for the girls action in the Class S regional final from the game before, do want to do a little bit of some housekeeping. We're excited to be able to bring you the action, but you don't need to adjust that television or however you're watching or listening along. We do only have access to live audio coverage, which we are very excited and very thankful to be able to bring to all of you at home. And a large part of why we're able to do that is thanks to our amazing sponsors. Thank you to Ral's Garage, Herring Brothers, Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union, Governors, Anglers, Sports Arena, Sluggers, Starboard Co-Events, Gordon Contracting, Jamie Gilbert with Next Home Experience, Newport Glass, Hammond Lumber, Black Bear Crane, Roundy's Paving, Pine State Nutrition, Hometown Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Varney Chevrolet. Thank you to all of them for helping us bring all the action from Tourney 2026. Exciting news, folks. Pine State Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Hometown Nutrition will be the Player of the Game sponsor. And all the Player of the Game winners from inside the Cross Insurance Center here in Bangor, well, they're going to walk away with a gift card. Sports Arena, they're going to be the Player of the Day sponsor, so each Player of the Game winner will be put up a vote for Player of the Day, with the winner receiving a gift card to Sports Arena. All right, Cassidy, with that, we're going to turn it on over to a commercial break, and we'll be back with you for more on the pregame show. Be back with you shortly.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available, with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
Explosions broke in the sky. All that I needed was the one thing I couldn't find, and you were there at the turn, waiting to let me know. We're building it up to bring it back down. We're building it up to burn it down. We can't wait to burn it to the ground.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Ral's Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Ral's Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Ral's Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where main classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Herman, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today.
Welcome back now, and thank you for rejoining us inside the Cross Insurance Center as we prepare for the second of our morning session games for Regional Final Saturday. It's Class S action. It is the Jonesport Beals Royals taking on the Easton Bears. One more time, my name's Zach. I'm happy to be joined by my broadcast partner, Cassidy. We got Mark Callan producing this one for you all at home. We're very excited to be able to bring you the action. Cassidy, we talked about it a little bit before the first break, but this one is sizing up to be a lot of fun. Two teams that, when you go down just and look at the regular season stats and the numbers that these two teams accrued, not a lot of crossover between anything that they were doing, minus the fact that they played tough competition. They played some good teams. We almost had a player right in our lap here at Media Row. That was a lot of fun. They played some tough competition there in the regular season. One thing I do want to point out is Jonesport Beals throughout the regular season, they played a lot of highly contested games. 28% of their total regular season outcomes were single-digit scores. So they're used to playing in close games. Easton, on the other end, 44% of their games were wins of 20 or more. Only 11% of their total games were in were in a single-digit margin. So something to watch for in terms of this one. Anytime you get to this point in the year is those big-time moments and big-time plays.
Yeah, and, in the first couple rounds, Easton really hasn't been challenged. So they defeated Wisdom 83-35 first round, and second round Katahdin 72-42. On the other hand, Jonesport Beals, handed Deerall Stonington a pretty decent loss, 77-25 in the first round. But they played Shedden and only won by 14. So a little bit closer of a game. Also to mention, their strength of schedule. You said Easton won 44% of their games by more than 20. That their strength of schedule was, significantly less than Jonesport Beals. So, be interesting to see, how these two teams match up. And honestly, if you're the Easton Bears, you better be happy because you have Mason Pelletier on your side. And any team that has Mason Pelletier on their side they can do anything with him if he gets going today.
I don't want to over-dramatize and be over-dramatic in terms of his play and what he's been able to accomplish. But the reality is, if Mason Pelletier can cap off an effort today that it all matches or equals his previous two games, we are talking about a runaway player of the tournament and one of the better performances that I've seen and that we've been able to see inside this Cross Insurance Center in quite some time, regardless of class. If you're just looking at what they did and what they accomplished for their team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tall task and tall order today, contending with a highly touted, highly contested, and a really good overall Jonesport Beals Royals team. But that is what is at the fingertips of not just the Easton Bears, but Mason Pelletier, and a chance to help define his legacy. Obviously, the thing he's most concerned about is his team success.
Yeah, and if you're Jonesport Beals, that's on your scouting report, obviously. And so I assume they're going to have a pretty good defensive plan for him. Not everything, he's one of those players that no matter what your defensive plan is, he's still going to get some points. But it's going to be important for Easton to have Drew Lamoureux step up or somebody else on their team as well to kind of take some of that pressure off. He's first two rounds played teams and didn't really compete with them, and so he's kind of had his way, right, so far through the tournament. So Jonesport Beals is going to have to find a way to not allow him to have a day today.
And Cassie, when you consider that, and you mention it, and it's worth mentioning that hasn't had a real test to this point, have the Easton Bears, in terms of close competition or anything like that. When you enter a game like today, can that sneak up on you at times?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, expecting yourself to be more successful than maybe you are. And, scouting report-wise, they know, right, that this should be much closer than their other games. But you just kind of feel confident based on what you guys have done. And you see there's almost like this false sense of security or complacency when you're the team that has kind of dominated, and on paper it's like, oh, well, they've handed everybody so far, and Jonesport Beals wasn't able to handle Shed like maybe they expected. And so, it's not always a good thing, right, to not be challenged up to this point, because then those jitters can come to you, and you play a lot more free when you're up by 30 than you do when you're in a 5-point game.
Well, what's the old adage? The first step to solving a problem is admitting you have one. The problem in this case, and the example I'm using, is if you know the fact that, yeah, we're going to be tested today, and you're acknowledging that, the idea is that hopefully then you dissuade yourself from being able to fall into those habits, and you can just enter this one free, ready to play your game, and hope to be at that level of success you've had, so you're not going to be putting yourself behind the 8 ball in terms of unrealistic expectations. All right, folks, so either side starting to return to their benches. I do real quickly want to run down some of the amazing sponsors that have helped make these broadcasts free and available for everyone watching at home. Thinking Rouse Garage, Herring Brothers, Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union, Governors, Anglers, Sports Arena, Sluggers, Starboard Co-Events, Gordon Contracting, Jamie Gilbert Next Home Experience, Newport Glass, Hammond Lumber, the Black Bear Crane, Roundy's Paving, Pine State Nutrition, Hometown Nutrition, Dirigo Nutrition, and Varney Chevrolet. Thank you to all of them for helping us bring all the coverage from Tourney 2026. All right, Cassidy, in a moment, what we're going to do is turn it on over to the public address announcer inside the Cross Insurance Center. They're going to give you the entirety of either side's lineups, where we will then return for the broadcast action to follow. So we're going to turn it on over, be back with you on the broadcast in just a moment.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cross Insurance Center for the 2026 Maine Principals Association State Basketball Tournament presented by Hammond Lumber Company. This Northern Maine Boys Class S Championship game features the number 2 seed visiting Bears from Easton High School. And the number 1 seeded home Royals from Jonesport Beals High School. At this time, let's meet the participants of this Northern Maine Class S Championship game. Introducing first the team members for the visiting Easton High School Bears. Our freshman, number 14, William Grimes. Our junior number 20, Chase Mitchell. Our freshman, number 22, Thomas Ing. Our freshman, number 24, Gavin Kilcollins. Our junior number 30, Jamie McKay. Our sophomore number 34, Aiden Tibbetts. And our junior number 44, White Manning Harris. The manager is Carson McPherson. Assistant coaches Joshua Kane and Ryan Shaw. Head coach for Easton High School is Daniel Warren. And now introduce the team members of the Hall Jonesport Beals High School Royals. Our freshman, number 3, Max Mills. Our freshman, number 5, John Falkingham. Our freshman, number 15, Caleb Gill. Our senior, number 21, James Graystad. Our senior, number 22, Ethan For Easton at center, a junior number 10, Ashton Topley. For Jonesboro Beals at guard, a sophomore number 11, Anderson Alley. For Easton at guard, a junior number 12, Josiah Ellis. For Jonesboro Beals at forward, a sophomore number 14, Corbin Robinson. For Easton at forward, a sophomore captain, number 32, Mason Alexander. For Jonesboro Beals at forward, a junior captain, number 20, Brad Kelly. And for the Easton High School Bears at forward, a junior captain, number 42, Drew Monroe. And for Jonesboro Beals High School Royals at center, the senior captain, number 30, Owen Alley. The officials for this game are Mr. Herring, Mr. Nealon, and Mr. Hart. Certified athletic training services are provided by Northern Light Sports Network.
All right, and with that, folks, we return to the broadcast and prepare for the action. The Easton Bears in their respective huddle. All the players out there on the floor before returning to their sideline. The Royals now leaving their huddle. Just awaiting.
I'm looking forward to this.
This is going to be fun.
I was just mentioning it to you, Zach, but not even like realizing, but Mason Pelletier's only a sophomore, and what he's accomplished is very incredible. And so we're going to get to watch at least a couple more years of that, which is really exciting.
Coben Robinson inside for the Royals. Bugby inside for the Easton Bears. Tip is controlled by nobody, but it's out of bounds off of a Bear. It's going back to the Royals here. Well, that's one way to get a game started. Tip.
Both of the games have started with like a tip and then a steal, or a tip and then a turnover, so not really sure. They might have another question on where the possession goes, but it looks like they're going to give that possession arrow to Easton.
Well, it's going to be the Royals starting on offense here. Good move there. Shut off well by this Easton defense by Coben Robinson. Drive to the basket and kick to the right side corner. Shot from three is good. Good look there by Bradley Kelly. That's how you get a game going.
They're excited already.
And Pelletier is getting front and backed here by this zone defense of the Jonesport Beals Royals. They are not letting Pelletier get much space.
Yeah, so they're playing, it looks like a box and one.
At the other end, anything you can do, I can do better.
Raiden Cochran for three there.
At the other end now. Exciting start to the game. Skip pass. One more was the intent underneath. Ball batted around. Double team comes. Good extra pass. Free throw line. Jump shot is good. Anderson Alley on that one.
This is going to be an exciting game. Fast-paced, which is exactly kind of what we expected.
These teams not wasting any time. We're going to have a travel on the gather there. It was Drew Lamoureux that tried to take a shot, but ultimately a shuffle of the feet before.
Yeah, I want to see that defensive possession again with Jonesport Beals on defense against Mason Pelletier here.
Robinson had it for a moment, ultimately passed it off to Nate Johnson. Brad Kelly with it now. One more to the right side corner before swinging around the perimeter. Brad Kelly made one from the right side corner, took it from the left, shot was no good. Rebound went the way of the Royals before it was taken away, and then a jump ball takes it right back. Ball back to the Bears. I mean, both sides flying around the floor to get the game started, Cassidy.
Yeah, this is going to live up to exactly what we expected, and I hope the game stays as good as it is right now, because it's fun to watch so far.
And someone fun to watch is Bradley Kelly as he gets a steal there. He's had his fingerprints all over the start of this game.
Built different.
Take to the rim and a foul on the take. Strong move there by Anderson Alley, and he's going to be rewarded with a trip to the line.
See who that's on. It'll be important for
Bugby's first.
Yeah, it'll be important for him to stay out of foul trouble today as well. He's the tallest player out there for either side.
Alley, first from the line is good. One more now. That one rolls off the mark. Pelletier fights for the rebound, able to come away with it. It was Owen Alley really contending for that offensive glass, but ultimately Bears basketball.
Yeah, so definitely seeing a box and one here.
And drive to the heart of the paint, but blocked on the way up and brought down by Owen Alley. It was Ellis on the attempt, and at the other end, we're going to have a blocking foul called against Mason Pelletier. Tried to get the ball back for his team by stepping in front and taking a charge.
Just don't know that he had great position there.
And that's a big early foul against Mason Pelletier, because it's likely he's going to be involved in a lot of the action tonight.
Yeah. Just like we talked about in our last game, we don't want to see any of those big players get into early foul trouble.
Zone defense here by the Easton Bears. Bradley Kelly tries to find a player cutting to the basket, but it was taken away. Good hands there by Lamoureux, able to get the steal for Easton. Now racing in transition, extra pass inside. Kick to the referee who can't grab the basketball, and that ball sails out of bounds. We're headed the other direction. That felt like an opportunity where typically you know where your players are on the floor. And Raiden Cochran drove to the rim, thought someone was on the wing and nobody was there.
I just kind of like leaned over to look because I'm kind of obstructed here down the line. And I was like, who's he passing to? But there wasn't anybody there.
Opportunity now for the Royals. Going to work at the other end, drive to the basket. Almost taken away by Pelletier on the pass back out. Some little extracurriculars there for a moment. Bradley Kelly on the inbounds.
These teams aren't familiar with each other, but they're still a little zesty towards one another to start here.
It's regional final day. That time, blocked on the attempt, a second block by the Easton Bears. A third offensive rebound and opportunity. And this time, Alley with a chance from behind the arc. His shot no good. Another block by the Bears. Ball tipped in the air. Pelletier had a hand on it. Bugby comes away with it. Taken away now by the Royals. Johnson. And a foul against Mason Pelletier, his second.
That is huge with 4.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Going to be interesting to see what Coach Daniel Warren elects to do here.
I think he leaves him.
He's staying on the floor.
Yeah, I think he leaves him. I'm not sure that there's...
Debris on the floor, picked up now as we return to the action. Alley played into the backcourt. Pelletier got real aggressive after that play. Oh, and Alley to the glass, up and in, plus the harm.
Second foul on Ashton Bugby as well. So some early trouble here for Easton, and gonna need some maneuvering if you're Coach Warren. And we have a sub, but not for either one of those players.
Wow.
So who is that? Number 30 into the game for the first time, Jamie McKay.
So Owen Alley steps to the line. His attempt off the mark, no good. Brought down by the Royals. Brad Kelly. Good follow there. Gets his two to go. The Bears desperately need a basket here. Kick to Lamoureux, left side corner, his three, no good. Battle for the rebound, brought down by the Bears. And a chance now for Raiden Cochran to head to the free throw line.
Yeah, Easton definitely needs to settle in a little bit. They look a little flustered on the offense, but I think that's credit to Jonesport Beals what they're doing on the defensive end.
Braden Cochran on the first attempt there is good. Second attempt, that one rolls in. And we have a substitution here. Isaiah Robinson checking in, replacing Owen Alley in this one. So big minutes here. Bugby 2 fouls, Pelletier 2 fouls, both on the floor. 3:52 remaining here in this first quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely crucial that neither one of them pick up a third foul.
And that time a travel. Bugby heavily involved in the action there. Johnson just drug the pivot foot.
He was riskier than I was. I remember when I would get in foul trouble and I I'm like, nope, I'm not going to participate much.
But knowing that in this type of a game, you have to play your style because the Royals, that's what they can take advantage of, and then the game's out of reach before you know it. At the other end, Braden Cochran high off the glass, no good. Battle for the ball. Jump ball favors the Royals. It is a little scrappy out there on the floor.
It is, yeah, you can tell tensions are high.
But it is regional finals. It makes a lot of sense. And it still stayed within the context of the game for the most part.
Yeah, fans don't love it, but you like to see kids fight for the ball and be aggressive, and, you know, we're talking titles here today. So
Johnson has it now atop the key. His pass once more to Coben Robinson, and he buries a 3.
Yeah, and he's been big for them this tournament as well. So not surprising to see him get involved here.
A big shot in this one. A lot of contact on that attempt down the floor. Poked out of the hands now of Bugby. Knocked out a play off of a Royal.
Yeah, Mason Pelletier's taken a whole lot of contact on the offensive end, and you know, they're playing that box and one on him and really shutting him down, but it's a lot of contact he just absorbed in that hit. So.
And it looked like Coach Warren wanted a timeout, but elected not to take it. He was signaling. Oh, he might have been signaling for a technical, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted in that type of a situation. Lamoureux collects along the baseline. That might make more sense. Pelletier now. Kick to Bugby. Anderson Alley knocks it out of play. He has been all over the floor in this one.
Yeah, he's very aggressive. Now he wants a timeout.
Timeout now coming. Chance for the Royals to return to their sideline, and a chance for the Bears to have a conversation on theirs. Cassidy, looking out there on the floor and kind of seeing the added energy and added intensity, what do you think Coach Daniel Warren might be talking about with his club?
Kind of keeping your head, keeping your composure. There's a whole lot, you know, when you're the lower seed, your fans are on the opposite side of your bench normally, and so that's what we're seeing is lots and lots of talk from the Jonesport BL side. That's a lot of energy that I don't think that they've heard as much in the first 2 rounds, and this is kind of what I was talking to you before, but I kind of expected was they haven't seen really tough competition yet in this tournament, and so to see a team that's coming out and meeting their intensity and really going above and beyond their intensity, they look a little rattled. So it's time for them to settle in and remember, you know, get back to what they do well as a team.
And Mason Pelletier yet to score in this one. So the defense has worked.
If you're Jonesport BLs, you're happy with that.
Kick out. Lamoureux, his 3. No good. Battle for the rebound taken away inside by Robinson. Good rebounding action and control by these Royals. Pass ahead now. Alley giving off to Johnson. Once more atop the key now. That's Anderson Alley with it. Kelly over to Johnson. Shot from the corner. That 3 off the mark, and a rebound brought down by the Royals. A second chance at it. That 3's good. Anderson Alley on the left side wing knocks it down. It was Kelly that took the first shot, and it was Anderson Alley that made the second. And that one up in no man's land. Anderson Alley the takeaway. 2-foot jump stop, just going to elect to slow things down. Coben Robinson to the glass. A lot of contact and a player control foul. We're headed the other way.
Thank goodness for Jamie McKay taking that offensive foul because Ashton Bugby was standing right there and also kind of close to the contact.
Lamoureux comes out, and that's the second foul against Coleman Robinson. Braisted in and Ellis in for either side respectfully. Pelletier trying to fight through some screens. It's been a boxing one on him all game. Bugby inside. Good opportunity near the rim. His shot off the mark. Battle for the rebound and taken away by the Bears. Good hook shot in the lane and great move by Jamie McKay. Great minutes off the bench for McKay in this one.
Yeah, taking a charge, got a basket. He's had some good defensive intensity. It's good to have some players that can kind of help take off some of that pressure.
Well, the Royals looking to set something up. Under 50 seconds left to play in this opening quarter. It's Anderson Alley out near half court. Kick to the corner now. Cross court they go to Bradley Kelly. One more to Braisted. Extra shot there, but after a shuffle of the feet, so it's going to be a travel. And ball back to the Bears. One more on the way here for the Bears. See if they play for one.
But if you can survive that pressure up there, there's all kinds of space.
This boxing one has been very disruptive thus far. Kick over to Pelletier. He turns, takes a three, buries it!
They needed that, and he needed that.
He needed that. That's a very good point.
That's got to be a little bit of a confidence booster to say, okay, I'm settling in.
And now the ball picked up, having to be thrown down floor. Anderson Alley, the one that knocks it out of bounds. There's some extracurriculars in this one. Both sides getting into it.
Zesty is the word I like to use.
That's a good word.
For a lot, any extracurricular, I just call it zesty, but.
I'm not as creative. 8 seconds left now. Ellis crosses half court. Not a real sense of urgency. They're just going to dribble up to the three-point line, and Ellis had a great look at it, but unable to get it to go. That's going to do it for the first quarter of play. We're going to swing it on over to a break. Be back with you in a moment.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Rep Eastern Maine Sports with official merch made for real fans. Grab yours now by scanning the QR code on screen and wear the brand that brings the action live.
Eastern Maine Sports.
Welcome back here now as we prepare for the start of the second quarter. It's going to be Bears basketball. They trail in this one. Royals up 16-10. Exciting first quarter of play. Pelletier the one with it now. He hit 1 3. Didn't get a lot of run there in that quarter due to some great defense by these Royals. That ball's been all over the place, and ultimately a foul going to be called against Jamie McKay. The ball went everywhere, including off the head of Braisted for the Royals. That's going to lead to a full court pressure type situation now. Ball side out of bounds in the backcourt for the Royals. Ball played ahead to Anderson Alley. Once more to Brad Kelly. Doing a really good job of contending with this half court pressure for the most part, have the Royals. Anderson Alley picks up his dribble. Over to Johnson. Mason Pelletier got to be careful. He's got the 2 fouls. Didn't do anything wrong, but was really aggressive there. Ellis, they're going to call him for a block and foul there. A little too aggressive on the perimeter defense out near half court. And Johnson tried driving by him. Foul against Ellis.
Yeah, so something that Jonesport Beals has done well is they're able to see that because this this press is pulled up to, the defense is extended all the way to half court. They've done a good job passing down lower below the foul line, and that really allows the defense to have to shift, which then has found those couple open three-pointers.
Ball picked up there. Jamie McKay has to fly towards it. Oh, that's my mistake. Bracestead on the other end. Foul line jumper by Kelly was no good. Brought down by Ellis. Ball played ahead quickly for the Bears. Layup in transition. Great minutes. That's Jamie McKay, and that's 2 points.
Yeah, he's been huge off the bench.
Allie now pushing it ahead to Bracestead. Ball kicked out there. Allie now the one with it. His defense starting to settle in a little bit. Kick along the baseline. Pelletier swallows it up. Pelletier the push. Up ahead to Cochran. Pass underneath to Bugby. Once more to Cochran. His layup good.
Yeah, that looks good. That's the things they need to do, because that's going to have to make Jonesport Beals adjust their defense. They're not going to be able to play a box and one if everyone's going to get involved.
Yeah, that was 1-2. How do you do? Layup at the rim. Good passing there. And Bugby and Pelletier, as we head into a timeout break by the Royals, Pelletier and Bugby doing it all with 2 fouls. And they've had 2 fouls for quite a while in this game. So haven't left the floor, haven't shaved off any minutes, and they have battled back into this game. 16-14 our score.
Yeah, and I don't know if we see a pull-off of the box and one now, but we'll see what they do defensively to adjust for Jonesport Beals, because that's the only problem with a box and one, is you end up with so many defenders staying so stagnant that that give and go happens, and it really does break down the defense. Every defense you play, there's some holes, and just great job of Easton trying to find those holes.
Miscommunication on the inbounds pass, and immediate turnover following a turnover. So all things told, ball back to the Royals, and a foul. That's going to go against Pelletier, I believe. And that's where the inexperience, you just don't need to.
He says that's not on me. And
well,
he's right.
He was right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, but he's not going to be the one whistled for it.
That's going to be Josiah Ellis, and that's his second as well.
But you'll take that trade. Lamoureux returns to the bench because they all thought it was against Mason Pelletier. And he didn't check it.
So he's going to check in anyway for somebody else now.
He's headed back now.
He's been big for them in the tourney, so I'm not surprised to see him come back in anyway.
Pass out to Allie. Far atop the key. One more over to Johnson. Brad Kelly. Left side wing extended. Robinson. Johnson thought about a 3 in the left side corner right in front of us at media row. Allie now, kick to Kelly underneath. We're going to have a travel before.
He had a good thought. He was going to do a wraparound pass to Owen Allie, but just kind of got his feet moving before he made that pass.
Lamoureux checking in now, replacing Cochran. 5:41 remaining here in this first half of play. Ellis crossing the timeline. They get the ball to Pelletier. One more to Lamoureux. His drive shut off well. Cross-court kick to Bugby. His shot in the lane. Off back iron and rolls in.
And early, but what a comeback so far.
We are all tied up, and a foul after the ball was picked up.
That's going to be the third foul on Josiah Ellis, and that's just silly. That's a silly backcourt foul. You don't need that foul. He's upset, saying he didn't do anything, but he had his arm kind of wrapped around the other player, and we're going to see Raiden Cochran come back in for him, which he plays a big key piece of the top of the defense here, the top of the 3-2 extended, so that'll be a big loss for them.
Lingering conversation or potentially just an error there on the inbounds, an extra whistle or a buzzer.
Yeah, somebody had a little happy finger over there and pressed the button.
All right, ball inbounded now to Allie. Crossing half court now. Pelletier and Bugby now, the players extending this pressure beyond the three-point line.
The two who can't afford another foul.
Pass inside, nice dribble drive, and a layup in the lane. Good move there by Coben Robinson. Cochran Quick shot in transition, buries a three. We got an Easton lead. Easton leads this one, 18-19. Nice rebound inside by McKay. Pass ahead, Lamoureux and Bugby. Lamoureux in the lane, his shot no good. Owen Alley back into the game as well. Good drive inside. We're going to have a foul if that's against Bugby.
I think it is, yeah.
That would be his third with 4:08 left in this first half.
Yeah, it is.
Henderson Alley was out of steam by the time he got in the lane. I don't know.
Anderson Alley steps to the line now.
And it looks like nobody's checking in for him right now.
This is a huge decision in this game, keeping Bugby out there on the floor. Ashton Bugby, 3 fouls. At this point, just play until he fouls out if that's the...
I mean, yeah, but that, yeah. I mean, they have Josiah Ellis on the bench with 3. He has 3. I'm not sure they go deeper than that. Deeper than, 2 off the bench.
Bugby had it for a moment. His kick atop the key to Cochran. His shot off the mark and no good from 3. Brought down by Owen Alley inside.
He's got a nice little left-handed jumper there.
And we're going to have a charge and an absolutely massive take there by Mason Pelletier. I mean,
if that would have been on him, that would have been absolutely devastating for Easton. So it's huge for him to even attempt to take a charge in that position. Not, those things can go 50-50. Just depends on what the ref is seeing. And obviously this isn't, the NBA. It's not reviewable. So
20-19 our score. Royals on top. Kick to the corner. Cochran. Dump off inside. Beautiful layup attempt to McKay off the mark.
That hit every bit of the rim.
And what a leave by Cochran to just find him right in front of the rim. Coben Robinson pass ahead to Kelly. Kelly top the key to Johnson. Johnson, one more dump off underneath to Owen Alley. Good patience. Got a man in the air and took some contact. And now going to head to the free throw line. It's going to be Lamoureux's second.
Interesting to say that 2 at this point isn't a big deal when you have a couple players with 3. So overall, Easton's got to settle down on the fouls because there's a whole lot of game left to play, and foul troubles can really make or break a team here.
Off on the first attempt there was Alley. One more on the way. Second one, same result, but another offensive rebound following a missed free throw. Kick out, Johnson, bottoms! What a big play, and the second time we've seen an offensive rebound following a free throw attempt leading to a score.
I mean, that's what we saw in the first game, is one of the teams only scored really off of offensive rebounds, and we're seeing Jonesport Beals getting some real good looks off of offensive rebounds.
McKay lost the ball out of bounds. We're going to have a timeout here taken by Coach Warren and the Easton Bears. 2:53 remaining here in this first half of play. Cassie, it's been an exciting game thus far. 2 teams kind of battling back and forth, but the real story in this one and the lingering story in the background is the foul trouble.
Yeah.
Just what that's created.
Josiah Ellis is on the bench right now with 3 fouls, and then Ashton Bugby's on the floor with 3 fouls. Mason Pelletier has 2 fouls. Drew Lamoureux has 2 fouls. So, seeing lots and lots of foul trouble on the Easton side, and that's got to be a topic of discussion right now in the huddle, is we really have to play clean for the next 3 minutes and stay. The damage has already been done, right? We can't take those fouls away, but we have to stay at the spot we're at right now because we can't afford anymore.
It cannot get worse at this point in terms of the foul trouble. Also, Easton has 5 team fouls, so any fouls they do commit, barring an offensive one, it will be free throws at the other end for the Royals. So a lot of things to consider, and all things considered, just a 4-point game in this one.
which that itself is very impressive with the foul trouble that we hit. We're still seeing a 4-point game. I mean, that just means if Easton was playing cleaner, it would be closer. And, what a nice steal there. Mason Pelletier missed the layup, and I'll let you take that back over.
Yeah, McKay did a great job with the action, then continues immediately down at the other end of the floor. It was a great initial steal by Jamie McKay, but just unable to get the shot to go. Pelletier almost in a blocking situation there. We're paying added attention because of the foul trouble, but definitely nearing some foul trouble. Giving up to Coben Robinson. Back now to Anderson Alley. Robinson back with it. Good patience on this possession.
Just about 2 minutes left here in the second quarter.
Ball played over. Top the key now. Anderson Alley reset the offense before giving it up to Johnson. Johnson to Robinson. Great patience here. We're going to have a travel, and Mason Pelletier keeps trying to step in front and take some contact. Not situation.
I just can't, I'm just shocked. Honestly, if you pick up a third foul or they get a layup, it's worse if you pick up a third foul. So if he beats you to the spot, you kind of just have to let him go right at this point and let your help defense kind of step up, but he's not willing to do that.
And Robinson gives it off now. We have Pelletier with it at the other end. Pass over McKay. His long-range jump shot from inside the arc, no good. Johnson now controls it.
Now Ashton Bugby is going to say, well, I have 3 fouls, so I'll just full court press.
And a 10-second violation. Not enough presence of mind there by the Royals. That's going to be a turnover. Ball back to the Easton Bears.
Yeah, not happy. Our Down East fans are not impressed with that call.
Ball played into Pelletier before quickly being given back to Cochran. He's going to step into a 3. Strong off the side of the rim, no good. A minute 14 not left on this second quarter clock. Ball to the corner and Kelly. 2-man game between him and Alley before ball is reversed cross court. We're going to have a double dribble.
I got to say, I love the energy from Ashton Bugby. He's in foul trouble. He's clapping every time they get a call. He's just really into this game and really, really fired up.
At the other end now, Lamoureux bringing things down for the Bears. Thought about a 3, going to pass it up now. Braden Cochran, drive from the left side corner all the way to the rim, floats it up with the right hand, up and in for 2. 44 seconds left in this quarter. Coben Robinson going to be whistled for a travel. We're headed the other way. And here, if I'm Easton, I am absolutely trying to play for one shot.
Yeah.
The foul trouble, the fact that you've clawed yourself back into this game, and you can potentially go into the half, at worst, down 2, you would take that. Cochran dump off inside to McKay. Kick out. Bugby does have a clean look. His shot no good, though. Brought down by Owen Alley.
Yeah, see, that's tough because now you're risking somebody picking up another foul here.
Ball played ahead quickly. Royals running. Kick to the corner in front of us. Good perimeter ball movement. Anderson Alley buries a 3. 10 seconds left in the half.
And you were right. Easton's probably going to go for the last shot here, but not after Jonesport Beals gets another 3-pointer.
Pelletier, kick to the corner. Lamoureux, his shot from 3, no good. And that's going to do it for the first half of play. It is 26 Royals, 21 Bears. We're going to swing it on over to a break in just a moment. What an exciting first half of play that was. Stick around, folks. We'll talk about it more at the halftime show, which is coming up in just a moment. Be back with you soon.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
Explosions broke in the sky. All that I needed was the one thing I couldn't find, and you were there at the turn, waiting to let me know. We're building it up to break it back down. We're building it up to burn it down. We can't wait to burn it to the ground.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Herring Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. To Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hammond Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hammond's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hammond sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hammond's design team will help you make it your own. And Hammond delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hammond Lumber Company.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Herman, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today.
Welcome back here now, and thank you for rejoining us on the halftime show. Cassidy, an exciting first half of action that had a little bit of everything inside this Cross Insurance Center. If people are just joining us or late to the party, how did we get here to this 26-21 score? Let's talk about that first half.
Yeah, so Jonesport Beals really started in nice and tough. They really took the lead right away, and Easton clawed themselves back, and then Jonesport Beals went on another run. And then again, Easton kind of clawed themselves back in. Easton, struggling with some foul trouble. We have, Josiah Ellis with 3, Ashton Bugby with 3, and Mason Pelletier with 2, Drew Lamoureux with 2. So, not out of the woods here with foul trouble. But Jonesport Beals is doing a great job with that extended defense that that Easton is putting on and pulling out towards half court. They're doing a great job. If you get that pass below the foul line, that kind of breaks down that defense and causes a lot of these fouls that we've seen. So in that regard, they're doing a really good job.
And as we prepare for this second half of action, obviously foul trouble. I mean, we've talked about it a ton. Ashton Bugby for Easton, he has 3. Ellis, 3. Mason Pelletier able to navigate the majority of that first half with 2 fouls. Able to not pick up that third. And that is a key story now headed into this second half. How do you change anything, Cassidy, or are you just approaching this half of basketball the same way you approach that first?
Yeah, so I think you have to change a little bit offensively. If I'm Easton, I would change a little bit how we're doing offensively. So I saw moments there in the first half where they did a really good job, some of those give and goes, kind of pulling the pressure. If I'm not mistaken, I only think Mason Pelletier has 3 points in the half. So they have to find a will and a way to open him up. And the only way to do that is by breaking down the box and one and allowing Jonesport Beals to say, well, shoot, somebody else is doing a good job and we have to adjust accordingly. And if you're Easton, you gotta be quicker to close out on the shooters. So Jonesport Beals, I don't have the stats up in front of me right now, but the amount of 3-pointers that they've had, and they're shooting well from out there. So that would be my adjustment defensively.
Absolutely. Great points there that you bring up, Cassidy, as the Jonesport Beals Royals have returned from their halftime conversation. The Easton Bears doing the same. I want to take the opportunity to thank all the sponsors that have helped provide coverage free and available to you all for Tourney 2026. Thank you, Rouse Garage, Herring Brothers, Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union, Governors, Anglers, Sports Arena, Sluggers, Starboard Co-Events, Gordon Contracting, Jamie Gilbert with Next Home Experience, Newport Glass, Hammond Lumber, Black Bear Crane, Roundy's Paving, Pine State Nutrition, Hometown Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Varney Chevrolet. Thank you to all of them for helping us bring all the action from Tourney 2026. Exciting news, Pine State Nutrition, Deergo Nutrition, and Hometown Nutrition will be the Player of the Game sponsor, and all the Player of the Game winners from inside the tournament here at the Cross Insurance Center are going to walk away with a gift card. Sports Arena, they're going to be the Player of the Day sponsor. Each Player of the Game winner will be put up a vote for a Player of the Day, with the winner receiving a gift card to Sports Arena. All right, Cassidy, with that, we have exactly 1 minute left on the halftime clock as you hear the buzzer there. The Royals finishing up their halftime shooting routines. Easton, they didn't get any shots up at halftime. Came out a little bit late from the halftime conversation and break. So it's going to be Bears on defense to start here. The Royals going to start with the basketball to get this half underway.
Yeah, I think, you got to talk about, at halftime, I think Easton needed that extra couple minutes to discuss kind of what's been going on and how they need to adjust their defense so they play a little more clean here in the second half. They really got to try to stay without picking up 4 fouls on either Ashton Bugby or Josiah Ellis, and then would really like to see Mason Pelletier not pick up a third here right away.
And it's going to be Royals basketball. They get it into Robinson. Giving up to Bradley Kelly. He started the game with a 3. That time, shot was short, no good. But rebound taken, but not before the ball sails out of play and back to the Bears. It's going to be Pelletier walking the ball up. Contending with that box in one. Give off to Ellis. Pelletier running through some screens now. They kick it over to him. Look to see if Pelletier is more aggressive here in this second half. Kick atop the key. Over to Ellis, now to Raiden Cochran. Bugby intended on a give and go, knocked out of bounds off of a Royal. It's going to stay Bear basketball.
Kelly got a hand in there and tipped it. Just ball leaning off his fingers out of bounds.
Ellis going to be the one taking it out of bounds here. Kick into Lamoureux. Tries to go off glass, no good. Swallowed up by Owen Kelly. Or Owen Alley, my mistake. And floor being pushed ahead to Robinson. Johnson tips the ball around for a moment for the Royals. This Easton Bears pressure really extending. Ellis with the 3 fouls. The primary perimeter defender. And a travel on the shot fake by Coben Robinson, headed back the other way.
Yeah, I think that the length of Ashton Bugby is also like a little speeding Jonesport Beals up when they get under there. They obviously would love to pick up a 4th foul for him if you're Jonesport Beals, but they also know that they need to act a little quicker there with his long wingspan.
Pelletier has been relatively shut out in this game. Trying to race through, but good defense there by these Royals. Pelletier, kick to the right side corner. That is Cochran. Ball batted around. Taken away now by the Royals. Dump off underneath to Owen Alley. Anderson Alley had it for a moment. Ball ended up in the corner. Left side wing. Nice made 3 there by Johnson.
Yeah, he has played a huge role here because he is the face guarder for Mason Pelletier.
8-point game. Bears feel just a tad bit flat to start this second half. Dribble handoff now. Pelletier. Kick over to Lamoureux. Dump off underneath. Travel against Ellis. Substitution now. Cochran checking out. Checking in is Jamie McKay. Bradley Kelly now the inbounds to Coben Robinson.
Almost traveled there as well.
Yeah. Giving off to Nate Johnson there. Passing along the perimeter. Coben Robinson, his take from 3, no good. Batted around, taken away by Ellis. We're going to have a jump ball. Good hands there by Robinson. And it's going to be Bears basketball.
Easton really needs a bucket here to get the third quarter started. It doesn't feel good to be, scoreless for over 3 minutes.
Yeah, the Bears need something in the way of momentum.
There it is.
Lamoureux knocks down the 3.
And then they're going to get into a full court press here, which Jonesport Beals wasn't really ready for, but already broke it pretty relatively easy.
Coben Robinson kicks atop the key to Johnson. Over to Anderson Alley. One more to the corner. That by Brad Kelly, no good. Pass ahead, good pass there by Ashton Bugby to McKay racing in transition. That layup good, cuts a lead to 3. Ellis trying to go for a steal. Does have 3 fouls in this one. Back over to Coben Robinson. Screen set, shot, long, no good. Out of bounds off of the Royals and back to the Bears here.
So important to mention already, but Jonesport Beals is shooting, I would say, significantly worse than how they were shooting in the first half, which if you're Easton, you got to be happy with that because you're playing relatively good defense, but they were hitting so many of their open shots in the first half.
Over to Ashton Bugby, still looking to get Pelletier the ball. This time they do. Pelletier into the lane, has it stripped from behind by Johnson. Great active hands there. Clean strip as Kelly running in transition. Push ahead to Robinson, good step in front, it's an offensive foul, headed the other way. Just great body control there and presence of mind. Good aggressive play by Robinson too.
Third foul on Owen Robinson. Just the first team foul for either side here in the third quarter, which if you're Easton, you're really happy with that on your side because you picked up a lot of fouls in the first half.
Pass over, Pelletier. Looking for Bugby. Give off to the short corner before getting the ball right back. McKay has it. Kick out. Lamoureux. He made it from this spot a moment ago. Off on that attempt. Down for the rebound. Taken away by the Royals. It's Robinson racing in transition before slowing it down. Johnson thought about a three. Over to Brad Kelly. Pass inside. Extra pass along the baseline. Anderson Alley. Give it away! Ellis in transition. His layup at the rim is good.
Something that good for them is every time they have a made basket, they're putting on a full court press, which they haven't had in the first half. They didn't really have an opportunity to do that.
And Alley in transition, split some defenders and went all the way to the rim.
Yeah, that's Anderson Alley.
Pelletier, he takes a three off on that attempt. Only 3 points on the game by Mason Pelletier. That layup attempt by Anderson Alley was no good. Ashton Bugby in transition now. Jamie McKay in transition now. Not in transition necessarily, but in the half court.
He has been huge for them. Off the bench.
Making a lot of things happen. And the Easton faithful now on their feet. Feeling the energy of this one. Pelletier went for a near steal there. Coben Robinson picks it up. And we're going to have a timeout here taken by Skipper Alley.
Yeah, you know, I started to feel like in the first half, I was like, oh gosh, like Easton's really struggling. They're in foul trouble. They look really good after halftime.
They absolutely do. It's a 1 point game. 2:14 remaining here in this third quarter. And one thing I will say for either side, only one total foul thus far this quarter. After a lot of foul trouble there in that first half for either side, both sides doing a pretty good job of playing, at least without fouling. It's kind of hard to say clean because I think there's been a lot of contact.
There's a lot of contact going on, but I think that they've, started to allow some more contact, and it's good to see these kids kind of play like that. Just be very aggressive and allow them to play, don't want anybody to get hurt, but we do want to see like a good contested game.
It's the regional finals. Inbounds played in the second to Johnson. Kick to the corner. Bradley Kelly. Top the key now. Screen set. Johnson. Back out top to Anderson Alley. Johnson thought about the three. Really good body control and pass faking there by Johnson. Anderson Alley goes baseline, shut off well by Ashton Bugby. Patience on display this possession by the Royals. As I say it, a shot put up, off the mark, no good, but saved before going out of bounds by Isaiah Robinson, freshly into the ballgame for the Royals.
Yeah, I think that they talked about that in the huddle there. That timeout was slow it down a little bit, run the offense, don't get so sped up by what's going on. And then they did pretty good, but then ended up taking kind of a rush shot at the end.
Pelletier drives baseline, throws it off the glass, no good, gets his own miss. Has to kick that one out. Lamoureux going to be whistled for a travel. Got the feet started a little bit early there.
A little bit of frustration probably for Mason Pelletier too. That was a decent move, but really good on him. He thought about maybe throwing up that second rebound there, but he literally had 4 defenders on him. So good move on him to pass it back out. Just unfortunate turnover.
You have the tournament you have of Mason Pelletier. You might have 5 defenders on you at any given time. Ball played atop the key. Johnson, his three was blocked in the air by Pelletier. Still making things happen, even if it's not scoring.
Nice pass.
Underneath to Bugby, up and in, and the Bears got the lead back.
Is that their first lead of the game?
Either is the first lead or it is
the first since the opening
first in a long time.
Yeah.
Johnson has it. Passing around the perimeter, and that's going to be a foul against Jamie McKay. Just the Bears' first of the quarter. Now 47 seconds remain in the quarter.
And I don't think he's in any foul trouble. I think that's only his second foul.
Calls number 30.
Just a second, as you pointed out there, Cassidy. Anderson Alley off the inbounds. Shot fake got around Mason Pelletier. Shot subsequent after was no good. Ashton Bugby in transition, slowing it down. Mason Pelletier, clean look at a three, in transition, no good. Jamie McKay the board, and a foul against Owen Alley on the interior. Jamie McKay is an impact player.
Yeah, and like his name didn't come up on my research, of the tournament so far, so hasn't had a huge impact game, but he has made a huge difference today.
Bradley Kelly checking out now. Coben Robinson returns. Lamoureux flashing across the baseline. Kick out to Mason Pelletier. He skies up, buries a three!
Yeah.
And Cassidy, you talked about unlocking Mason Pelletier. He has had more clean looks this quarter than at any point in the game previous. Ball was knocked out of bounds. Good show of sportsmanship there. Two players help each other up.
Just the size difference, and Ashton Bugby just kind of got knocked down, and he was like, what the heck, man? Like, I want to foul, but that's just, incidental contact. He shrugged it off. He's ready to go.
Bradley Kelly checks back in now. 16 seconds remain in the quarter. Pelletier went for the steal there. Anderson Alley dump off to Owen Alley at the rim. Up and in for two. Now under 10 seconds left to play. Bears got to get the ball in quickly here. 5 seconds left. Given off to Mason Pelletier. Chance to end the quarter with some points. Pelletier throws it up. Off the mark.
Just off the side of the rim.
Off the mark. Easton Bears lead by one. Headed to the fourth quarter. Stick around. It's going to be a fun one.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191.
Welcome back here now. Thank you for rejoining us for the start of the fourth quarter. It's a 2-point Easton lead, 35-33 up there on the scoreboard. This might have been a conversation about one of the shots. I believe it was a closer game than that, but ball turned over for the Royals, and we're going to have a foul. Nope, scratch that. We're going to have a foot on the sideline for Ellis. The way the contact initially happened, I thought
they were going to call. Yeah, I thought they were going to call a foul on Ellis.
Well, the winner of this game is going to go to the state championship to meet the Valley Cavaliers, who lead 85-35 over Forest Hills in the South contest. That layup at the rim, no good. Pass played all the way down court. Tipped it into the hands of Bugby. He missed the first and made the second. What a highlight play that was.
Wait. There's still 7.5 minutes left. I'm already starting to feel a little fidgety.
Alley dribbling through traffic into the hands of Pelletier. Ellis now with it. Transition blocked but fouled at the rim, and that's Coben Robinson's fourth.
I suspect Jonesport Bales will take a timeout pretty soon here if this continues.
Actually, immediately.
Oh, okay.
Immediately.
All right.
Spoke that right into existence.
I guess so.
But let's talk about why. A lot has happened. 37-33. 2 free throws coming from the line for Ellis in a moment here. What do you think Coach Skipper Alley wants to talk to his Royals about?
Defense. One word, defense. They are turning the ball over and then not getting back in transition. And so Easton has had, this is the second possession in a row. They're going all the way to the hoop, right? And also, like, why all of a sudden is Mason all the way open? Like, he's just not being face guarded as well as he was, and that could be fatigue checking in. A little bit of just lose your head a little bit when you start to lose a run here. But these things are important to remember. that tiny details do make a difference here.
Cochran, 12 points leading the way for the Easton Bears. On the other end, Anderson Alley, 12 points leading the way for the Jonesport Beals Royals. Just an exciting game thus far. It's been, by and large, done by committee for both of these teams.
Well, and what's really interesting is, Raiden Cochran's leading the way, but he has been on the bench since the start of the second half because of the impact that McKinney has had.
That one, good by Ellis.
Excuse me.
Yes, Jamie McKay, what he's done. He has, you could say effort-wise, played the hardest out there on the floor for the Easton Bears. One more on the way for Ellis. That one good as well. A perfect trip from the free throw line. And this full court pressure continues by the Easton Bears. Pass ahead to Jones. Half-court trap now. Jones able to rip through. Owen Alley now trying to go to the basket. We're going to have a blocking foul called against Lamoureux. Just the first team foul again. We're just 6 minutes and 59 seconds up there on the clock. Just over a minute into this fourth quarter.
That's the third foul on Drew Lamoureux, first of the fourth quarter. If you're Easton, definitely want to stay, not even just out of foul trouble at this point, but not get 5 fouls, so Jonesport would be shooting.
Wide open look by Jones in the corner. Bugby came away with the miss and almost choked it up to Jones, but ultimately controlled by the Bears. At the other end, McKay, good move to the rim, good layup there, 2 points. Jamie McKay, it's an 8-point Bears lead.
Yeah, we've talked about, wow.
That is a huge momentum swing. Nobody in the vicinity of Jones looked like he had an open lane against this full court pressure, but traveled after grabbing the basketball.
Johnson.
Yes, my mistake. That one was Johnson. We're just talking about McKay. My brain's on McKay right now.
Well, and say it again. He is the impact player probably of the game.
Lamoureux had it knocked away on the sideline, and McKay comes away with it. And we had a timeout taken. Both sides right there are just going for the basketball. No foul called. They let them play. We have a timeout on the far sideline. Folks, when you're in a regional championship, really if you're playing the game of basketball, you always want this anyways. But if you're in a regional championship, you want the game to be decided by the athletes out there on the floor. So they're letting them play. They're within the context of the game in obvious standards. But I love it, and it's great action so far.
I totally agree. And it's fun to watch, and it looks like we have some teams rolling in for the second session here.
Yeah, a lot more basketball to be played today. The PVHS Howlers making their way from across the court, away from us now. A lot of fun basketball on the way today. And
I think she's carrying a big speaker, I think.
She is.
It's a very big speaker.
Well, we've had some very big statements out here on the floor. That one played into the backcourt. Ellis tips it to himself and then to Mason Pelletier. Nothing is easy for either of these two teams right now.
No, they're playing tough for sure, and the defensive intensity has been very good.
Pelletier trying to fight for space now. Comes to catch the ball. It is a much more traditional player-to-player set for the Royals, going away from the box in one that they had been doing the whole game. Ellis to the rack for 2.
He just put his head down and to the hoop. What a move.
Ball played into Coben Robinson. He crosses half court now. Calls for the screen of Isaiah Robinson. Dump off underneath. Tipped in the air, taken away by Bugby. One more to Mason Pelletier. Pelletier the spin. They're going to call a travel there.
Maybe a carry. I thought it was more of a carry. But
I think it was a spin, and it absolutely was a carry by Pelletier. There was really no argument about the turnover, but not a travel in that situation. But ball back to the Royals. Robinson had it knocked off of him, out of bounds. Good play by Lamoureux, and immediately the ball's back to the Easton Bears. They have all the momentum in the world, Cassidy.
Yeah, talk about a momentum swing after the end of the third quarter, and I think that was really like all started by Mason Pelletier getting that three-pointer there in the third.
And he catches it off of the inbounds now. Kick out top, back to Ellis.
He's a very unselfish player, too. He plays within himself. Like, when he's double-teamed, he really doesn't force it.
And Anderson Alley whistled for a foul there. I think that there's a matchup that the Bears like between Ellis and Alley in terms of at least speed. Alley, a heck of a player, having a great game. But we've seen it twice now. Once Ellis got all the way to the rim. That time, a blocking foul called against Anderson Alley. Ball played into Mason Pelletier. Ellis collects it back. Lamoureux calls for the screen. Ellis. Pass along the baseline.
Nice save.
And that time almost too quick for his own good. Almost lost the basketball. Able to keep it alive. Cochran now. Tried to dump that off to Bugby, but take it away.
I think you're going to see McKay end up back in this game.
Lamoureux the steal. Cochran at the rim, up and in for two.
And Easton feeling it, trying to get their fans involved. Coach is reminding him, he said, settle down, like right here on the floor right now, because this game is not over, but that's a big timeout called by Jonesport Beals.
And Skipper Alley uses one of his final 2 timeouts. He'll have one remaining for the final 4:48, but taking it at a pivotal time in this one. 12-point lead. Cassidy, I don't have the run in my head in terms of what the score differential has been, but I think coming into this quarter was 33-35. So at least in this quarter, it's been a 10-0 run by Easton to start this quarter, and probably dating back to the third quarter.
I think you're right. I think it does date back to the third quarter because they had those couple open layups there towards the end.
What a swing, and just 7 second-half points for Jonesport Beals in this one. It was 26-21 at halftime. Outscored 24-7 to this point, this second half.
Says lived up to the hype for sure, and you know, Easton's looking really good right now.
They are, and they're sticking with this full court pressure. And a couple of their key players have not had a foul in quite a while. So foul trouble started off as a huge deal, a little bit lesser so now. We have a blocking foul called. I'll take that back real quick because I think that might be against Bugby. And that's his 4th.
Yeah, so now we're kind of back in foul trouble now.
But with the game Jamie McKay has had, you could probably have Bugby off the floor for a part of this game and have McKay fill that role.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be living in that reality. Ball played in. Three-point shot from the right side corner was no good by Bradley Kelly. Ryder Cochran. Ball was hit out of bounds, and that was the only situation in which
they are getting a whole lot of contact, and they're letting them play right now. But it's starting to get a little crazy down there with a whole bodies on the floor, and Jonesport Beals is picking up the defensive intensity and starting to trap every time the ball's picked up.
2 team fouls for either side. Mason Pelletier comes to collect the basketball again. Picks up his dribble. Gets it across half court to Cochran. Has that tipped into the hands of Ellis. It was tipped, so that's going to stay. Bears basketball, 4:13 on the clock.
That was a good call, too, by Raiden Cochran. He said, let it go, because, it would have been really close to the sideline if he tried to grab it.
Ellis having a little bit of a hard time getting it in. Does to Lamoureux. Great body control. Lamoureux to the rack for 2. What a fourth quarter by Lamoureux. A couple of steals, layups, and assists.
And he was a name that I looked at. Oh, no.
And Ashton Bugby just
fouled out of the game. Yeah. So we're going to find out if Jamie McKay can be the impact player for the last 4 minutes.
Oh. So I don't know who don't know what has happened.
But they're saying that is not his 5th foul.
Bugby had 3 in the first half, so folks, we've been lying, I guess. Not intentionally. Bugby's out there on the floor still. That's the part that the Easton Bears care about.
That's the important part that we need to know about right now.
Yeah, so that changes the math on a couple of things, but
well, that is his 4th now, I would assume.
We are sure now.
He is at 4.
Johnson makes the first points of the quarter for these Royals. Second, that rolls in as well. Chance for the Royals to get their press set. Ellis on the inbounds, given off to Mason Pelletier. That's a travel. Pelletier lost control of the basketball.
Yeah, we started to talk about Drew Lamoureux, and then all those things, started to happen here. But he was someone that I saw, and is on the list for players who have done really well this tournament. So in the first half, he really wasn't that player. And so it's nice to see him get back to kind of what he had been playing in the first 2 games of this tournament.
Anderson Alley has it poked away from behind. Pelletier comes away with it. Going to elect to slow things down now. Wants to work with numbers. Cochran knocked it out of bounds on the end line there. Pelletier throws that one away.
Coach Daniel Warren just telling him to settle down. He's doing the right thing by trying to slow the game down, but he had 3 people on him, so all he had to do was just take a second, and they had at least 2 people open.
Anderson Alley plays it ahead. Anderson Alley, the shot after giving it away, give and go basketball, gets it right back, and a nice run here.
Both sides very upset with no call there.
And we're going to have a foul finally. It's going to be the 3rd foul against the Royals.
Yeah, and I think, Easton was upset that down at the other end, Mason didn't get a call for a foul, and then the other side was upset because after the foul, he probably traveled and nothing was called. Can't ever be happy with calls. I mean, it's tough to be a ref. That's why we have a shortage of them.
Pelletier, ball played into him. Johnson the one with it. Over to Cochran. Out of bounds. Oh, but not before foul. If that's against Robinson, that's his 5th.
They're going to call that on
against Kelly.
Number 20.
Isaiah Robinson was ready to check in. Just Kelly's 2nd. Into Lamoureux. Played out top to Ellis. 3 minutes to play.
Someone's got to help out here.
You don't want to get too complacent here if you're Easton. Pass to Pelletier inside. His layup at the rim plus the horn.
And he's pumped up. But can we talk about that pass?
What a look out of nowhere, Cassie. I didn't even see it coming.
I saw him make a backdoor cut, and I kind of pointed in his direction. But man, they saw it and they hit him. They threaded that needle right through, and what a take!
And Skipper Alley.
He's going to take his last timeout.
2:48 left. So it's a 12-point game, and Mason Pelletier has a chance to make it more coming up in just a moment. That's a big timeout with 2:48 left. I mean, don't get me wrong, definitely plenty of things to talk about as a team, and you can't go home with them. So if you've got things to talk about right now, talk about them.
They do have things to talk about for sure. They've been having a really difficult time with Mason Pelletier continuing to move without the ball. So that one, he just got lost, right? Like, he just made a backdoor cut, and he just got lost on the defensive end. Can't have that with 2:48 left when you're down by 10, now down by 12, potentially to be 13. So Easton fans behind us definitely starting to feel it a little bit, but Jonesport Beals can score in a hurry, as we saw in the beginning there, and so, I wouldn't call this one wrapped up yet.
Not at all. Still 2 minutes and 48 seconds left. Plenty of basketball to be played. That was the 5th team foul against Jonesport Beals, so it'll be 2 free throws rest of the way out for the Easton Bears, and Pelletier off on the free throw attempt. Robinson comes away with it. No timeout, so they're going to have to be able to contend getting the ball across half court. They do. Anderson Alley skying to the lane. No, Bears went for the ball. Went to Kelly. His layup no good, and it's been that story this second half for the Easton Bears.
Yeah, and if you're Easton, you just kind of got to settle in a little bit here because they're going to have to foul you.
Yeah, in this position, you don't need to be in a hurry. 2 minutes and 15 seconds up there on the clock. Pass underneath to Mason Pelletier. Trying to go to work now. Goes along the baseline. Reverse layup on the opposite side.
I mean, I guess if you get Mason Pelletier in an ISO situation, you might as well let him go to work. And Coben Robinson goes down, but his layup's no good.
And it's been that second half for these Royals. A layup at the rim, did everything right, just unable to get it to fall. Pass underneath is Ellis. His turnaround, and he's going to be fouled. That one against Bradley Kelly.
This continues. This will be the first regional final for Easton since 2016, so it's been 10 years for them.
And they are making a statement in the way that
and they'll
this
go
game's
play
ending.
Valley, but their last gold ball was in 1965.
First shot made there by Ellis. Robinson checking in. Place Braistad on that one. Ellis, second shot from the line. Same result. 16-point lead now.
And no fouls. Don't need to foul if you're Easton.
Take to the rim by Robinson, and there's a foul on the layup attempt. So
it's like the last thing you want.
And that makes the fourth team foul. Everything else will be free throws now. So
yeah, we don't want that. Fourth foul on Lamoureux. Minute and 30 left. So I mean, if you foul out at this point, you do have Jamie McKay on the bench, who has been huge. We're gonna have to come up with our player of the game, but it's been so spread out and so even. We're gonna have to take a look, I think, at the end.
Pass ahead, Lamoureux. Bugby underneath. His layup at the rim is good. Yeah, Cassidy, our hometown nutrition player of the game. It is going to be tough to determine in this one. That time all the way to the rim. Robinson is good. No foul by Lamoureux. 13-point game still. Pelletier now plays ahead to Cochran. Now a minute left, and that foul against Kelly. Braden Cochran, some of the stuff he did in that first half, 12.3 rebounds, some assists in this one. Now stepping back to the line, adding to it. I mean, we could go down the list.
I know. I feel like each of these players, really, the core six that have played for Easton today, could all really get that.
Yeah, Ellis in this second half, Lamoureux in this second half. Pelletier kind of weathering the storm.
Yeah, like
Pelletier and Bugby have 8 points each. Nice move by Anderson Alley. He goes reverse layup, no good. We're now under 50 seconds to play in the game. 57-42. We'll see how the Jonesport Beals Royals play this one out. Pelletier's going to head to the line.
Looks like they're going to elect to foul.
Cassie, the Easton Bears are going to head to the state championship to play the Valley Cavaliers. Like, kind of feels weird to say it because this game has felt so back and forth, but
yeah, I honestly at halftime I was thinking it's going to be a tough feat for Easton to come back and win this game, and man, did they weather the storm.
We're going to have some substitutions checking in here. Chance for some players to see the floor. Ethan Falkingham, the senior, and Nathan Falkingham, the senior, both checking in now. The seniors being able to see the floor. It's a safe bet.
Then there's a John Falkingham as well, who's a freshman, so maybe a little brother.
Pelletier steps to the line. Buries the second. Ball played in. Bears sticking with this full court pressure that really turned the game on its head.
It did. When they were able to get baskets.
Falkingham from the corner, shot no good. Pass ahead, Mason Pelletier. Transition now. Knocked out of bounds. Good hands there by Anderson Alley. Another substitution checking in now. Nathan Carver, the senior.
Also a senior, yep. Gonna take Nathaniel Johnson out, who's also a senior.
16 points for Raiden Cochran in this one. Couple players checking out now, giving opportunity for players to see their last minutes on the floor. Cassie, I think in this one, we're going to acknowledge that it was done by committee, but we'll give it to Raiden Cochran for the 16 points. What he was able to do in this one, he's going to be our hometown nutrition player of the game. And that was a nice thing to see. Kind of had players checking in one at a time, allowing for everybody to see some moments out there on the floor.
Yeah, and Easton's going to be fine with letting the time expire here.
See if they try to get one of the players that doesn't see as much action a shot.
They're trying to give it back to him, yeah.
Bears passing it around. Chance here now. Good block there, right in front of us. Good hustle. I also said that to you at home, but also the player that I thought was going to end up in my lap here at Media Row.
I was holding the table.
I was ready to catch him.
I had the table.
Final substitutions checking in now and checking out. Raiden Cochran and Mason Pelletier. They leave the floor awaiting to be regional champions. 2 seconds up there on the clock. 16-point lead. A dominant second half. And that's going to do it. The Easton Bears are regional champions.
What a comeback for them.
They won the second half 16-37.
Wow.
So what we're going to do, folks, is we are going to turn it over in just a moment once these two sides have gone through their lineups to the public address announcers inside the Cross Insurance Center. You can expect some post-game interviews, some coverage coming from the entire team. It's been an absolute pleasure in the morning session to be able to bring you the action. Thank you for coming along for the ride. Congratulations to the Easton Bears and the Wisdom Pioneers from our first game.
Yep, and good luck to the rest of the teams for the rest of the day. Just a reminder, we will have all of those games available to you in audio broadcast form starting at 2 p.m. with our next game.
Just a couple of final scores to run down, final stats and tallies from this one. Raiden Cochran, our hometown nutrition player of the game, he had 16 points in this one, kind of paced all scorers across the board, but it was done by committee. Mason Pelletier ended up with 11. Jamie McKay off the bench, who really didn't play much that fourth quarter, had 10. Ashton Bugby had 8, and Josiah Ellis 8, and then Drew Lamoureux, the 5, rounds out the scoring.
All in the second half for him.
With that, we do want to turn it over now to the public address announcers, as it looks like we're ready to get the ceremony underway.
On behalf of the Maine Principals Association and Hammond Lumber Company, we congratulate both teams on their outstanding play and sportsmanship throughout the tournament and in today's regional championship game. As you reflect on your season and the memories made with teammates, coaches, families and friends, we hope your experiences in the 2026 tournament will stay with you for a lifetime. Please carry with you pride in your efforts on the court and in the classroom. You are representing yourselves, your schools, your sport, and your communities with excellence. Making the awards presentations this afternoon, representing the Maine Principals Association, are Larry Murphy, retired administrator at Fort King Community High School, Matt Rosignol, athletic administrator at Van Buren High School, and Ron Erickson, retired administrator at Washburn District High School. And representing Hammond Lumber Company is Peter Economy, Retail and Hardlines Manager. To begin the awards presentations, I would ask head coach Skipper Alley and assistant coaches Roger Beal and Matt Alley to please come forward and assist with the presentation of awards. Junior Captain Brad Kelly. Junior Isaiah Robinson. Senior Nathaniel Carver. Senior Ethan Falkingham. Senior Nathan Falkingham. Senior James Braystad. Senior Captain Owen Alley. And Senior Captain Nathaniel Johnson. At this time, we'd like to have the coaches and captains please come forward. On behalf of the Maine Principals Association and Hammond Lumber Company, it is our pleasure to present the runner-up plaque for the 2026 Maine Class 6 Boys Regional Basketball Championships to the Royals of Jonesport Beals High School. Congratulations. And now to present the awards, your 2026 Maine Class 6 Regional Basketball Champions of Eastern High School. I would ask head coach Dan Warren and assistant coaches Josh Kane and Ryan Shaw to please come forward. The manager, sophomore, Carson McPherson. Players, freshman, Gavin Hill-Collins. Freshman, Thomas King. Freshman, William Browning. Sophomore, Aiden Tibbetts. Sophomore Captain, Mason Pelletier. Junior, Ashton Buggy. Junior, Josiah Ellis. Junior, Chase Mitchell. Junior, Jamie McKay. Junior, Wyatt Manning Harris. Junior Captain, Drew Lamoureux. And Senior Captain, Raiden Cochran. At this time, we ask the coaches and captains to please step forward. On behalf of the Maine Principals Association and Hammond Lumber Company, it is our pleasure to present the